Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to coverage of the APA World Pool Championships from here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. This event, of course, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by the very lovely striking Viking, Ava Mattai-Lawrence, legend of the game. Good to see you again, Ava.
Hi, Jason. You're not doing that whole thing again, are you?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
We got a
all
long
right.
ways to go, folks. So we have arrived at the first of our 5 championships at this year's World Championships. Of course, we're talking about the Ladies 8-Ball Championship. Ava, I know one of your favorite events.
I love this, and following the ladies, obviously we are co-ed, you have men playing with women and everything else, but this one is kind of special. They all become really good friends throughout the year when
Right.
they're playing in the league and everything else. So, yeah, I love this event.
You seem to see a lot more camaraderie with the ladies event as well as enthusiasm is what I would say. They get really excited. They get really into the match. So
Absolutely.
should be an exciting match, folks. Let's run you through some of the ground rules real quickly while the players are preparing to lag. Of course, some of the rules of the Ladies 8-Ball Championship, as Ava mentioned, female-only teams with a maximum of 5 players allowed on a roster. The teams are going to choose 3 players to compete in this match. So, again, 5 players on the roster. Each team will send 3 players up in this match. There is a handicap limit of 13 for all of the players. That's a combined limit of 13. Of course, APA rules apply. Standard coaching rules apply, and they are playing by the 3-point scoring system. We'll take a look at the 3-point scoring system here to get you acclimated if you're not familiar. Of course, if the winner shuts out their opponent, they do get 3 points. If the losing player makes it to the hill, they split 2-1. And if the losing player wins at least one game but does not get to the hill, they're going to split points 2-0. Look at our payout here. Of course, these two teams are competing for $10,000 first place prize money. The runner-up is going to take home $5,000. You're seeing kind of the breakdown here of what the payouts are, of course. And, Dave, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but this event is actually 100% payback of the entry fee. So everything that comes in goes back out to these teams. So kind of a nice benefit there as well. And seeing the total event payout, a whopping $1.2 million and change here at the World Pool Championships. You can see the breakdown there. But all in all, a lot of cash is going to be paid out here this week, Ava, and it's going to start right here this afternoon.
This is so amazing to me. I mean, the payouts with all this going on, and you have the mini manias going on at the same time. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of money to be made out here.
We'll introduce you to the 2 teams competing here in the finals. We have from Chicago, Illinois, the team of the Apocalyptics. They are opposed by a team from Blue Springs, Missouri, Hensley's Angels. So you've got the Apocalyptics. You've got Hensley's Angels. I believe the players are about ready to lag at the table. You are seeing in white Darlene Dante's. Looks like she has won the lag and will have the break. In the background in black, you see her opponent, Caitlin Harris, looking on as Darlene. Not what she was looking to do there, Ava. Maybe a little
No.
bit of the nerves that we're seeing that come with the final
We're in
round
the
here.
finals right here, playing for 10,000, and chalk is free, so chalk it up. But
Right.
what's great about our rules is that is not a foul until the balls have actually been broken. So she scratched, however, she gets to shoot again.
Right.
And remember, this is an amateur league, so this is not like the pros where any mistake you make,
you're
or
gonna
there's
see
a
some
few
mistakes.
adjustments
You will
in
see
the amateurs
mistakes.
to make it more fun, more fair.
So Darlene will have a second chance at it here.
That's better. And she did make the 7 balls, so Darlene's going to have the solids.
Yeah, and you know what that might have done, Ava? That, the room seemed a little tense, as it always does as we get into the finals. Of course, a lot of money on the line, a lot of spectators here. Of course, we have the stream broadcast, and so there's always some kind of early tension, and it takes a little bit. But, maybe with what happened there, everybody kind of loosens up and gets a giggle in, and now they go to work doing
And
what
I
they love.
liked her attitude. Instead of being all embarrassed and upset and everything, she just smiled and chalked up and, saw the humor in it.
Sure.
So, yeah, it probably loosened her up as well a little bit.
She now pockets the
shot.
3 ball in the corner. Off to a good start here for Darlene.
And that 6 ball, I do believe the 6 is makeable, just barely. And she may want to get that out of the way right now because she has to be just right on that 6 to be able to make it. She can cheat the pocket a little bit if she has to.
She's asked the referee for a bridge. Give her a little extension.
Good thing for Darlene is all of her balls are open up on the table. There are no messes. That cluster you see down there, they're all stripes. So Darlene definitely has the advantage in this rack.
She pockets the 6 in the corner.
Yeah, and she failed to leave herself a shot. The 4 ball, she just bumped into it and it came out, so she doesn't have a shot here. Needs to. It doesn't even look like she can hit anything but the 4.
Darlene, of course, a member of the Apocalyptics, one of your favorite team names, right? I saw you smile when I said the Apocalyptics.
Yeah,
you like that name.
I love the creativity, the creativity
Sure.
these teams have when it comes to coming up with team names, and that one's pretty good.
Oh, trust me, we see some creative team names back in St. Louis. Some that we don't allow, but they're creative nonetheless. But the Apocalyptics, that's a good one. Darlene shooting, looks like on the 2 ball here. I can't tell. Actually, that's the 4 ball there.
The 4 ball, and she's going to have a referee come over. Caitlin asked for the referee to come over here to make sure there was no double hit on the 4. So instead, she's going to shoot away from it. I think that was a smart move. It's tough not to hit that cue ball twice and commit a foul. So now she's safe hitting the side of it, but straight in the pocket. She had to put a little bit of draw, a little low on that to avoid the scratch.
So we'll get a first look at Caitlin Harris here. Caitlin surveying the table. She will be shooting the striped balls, or the higher number balls.
The first thing you want to do when you have the situations and there's that cluster is to see if there's one ball you can shoot to open up the rest of them, and I think she did just that. She got the trouble ball out of the way. It looks like she should be able to make the 9, just barely. The 15 has, I think that's the 15 that has the, or maybe the 12 ball that has, you can see, right, oh, this is the 10 ball, has it blocked a little bit, but not much. Good, smart shot. She wanted to come up a little bit higher on the cue ball there to get a shot on the 15. I don't think she can make the 14, so she's going to have to come straight down here and shoot the 13 into the corner instead.
Both of these players are skill level 4s, which means they race to 3. Games must win. It's 3 for each. Secure the match.
All right, good shot. Let the cue ball go there a little bit, but she's got a couple of balls to shoot at here, either the 11 or the 10.
Caitlin and her teammates from Hensley's Angels. They hail from Blue Springs, Missouri, where they play out of the side pockets there.
She played with good speed. She missed it, obviously, but the 14 ball she would have had available. And the good thing is here, she hasn't left an easy shot for Darlene. I'm not even sure. I don't think she can make that 2 ball. I think the move here is just to roll the cue ball up on the left, hit it the left side of the 1, and have it drift down to the end cushion, possibly behind the 5, to where she has blocked almost all options. Just a little too hard, but she
Nice
did good.
safety.
There's nothing for Caitlin to shoot at here. Good shot. Defense is such a big part of this game.
Absolutely.
8 ball, 9 ball, I don't care what you play. You got to play the smart shot all the time, not just be the hero that runs out. All right, ball in hand.
Well, I think she made contact, right? Did she get one to a rail?
I don't think she made contact with her ball, though. Did she? Did she do that? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. You're right. All right, 2 ball open. Take a good look at this. Just drift the cue ball down. Just follow it down, and she'll have the 5 ball next.
Fails to pocket the 2 in the corner. Give Caitlin another opportunity here. Both of these teams coming off very exciting semifinal round matches that concluded maybe a half an hour ago. So they've got some table time under their belt this morning or this afternoon.
That was a good shot, unless she followed it too far. No.
It holds on there in the corner.
Little smile there. Calm down.
I think that was the 11 ball. She's shooting on the 15 now here.
It's a good solid shot. One of the things that people ask me the most on the amateur rank is how do you make the straight in shots?
Sure.
You know, long straight in shots is what people tend to have a real problem with.
I know all about it.
You do. I've seen
Those
it.
aren't the only shots I have problems with, but those are one of them.
They're up there, huh?
Yeah, they're on the list.
Well, she handled that like a champ, and she ended up getting awarded here, too, by being dead straight in, it looks like, on the 14. Just hit and stop.
Takes
Nice.
the 14 all the way down to the corner, leaves herself on the 10 ball.
Just drifted up enough. That's perfect. Now, our question is, if she feels comfortable about drawing the ball, she can come back for the 8 in the side, or she can try to slam it and come out. But you got to make the ball. Yeah, you got to make the ball. You want to create an angle. Wait a minute, she did make the ball.
Oh.
Nope. But you see where it landed. So Darlene still has some work to do because she has at least 2 balls that really want to go in that pocket where the 10 ball is.
Darlene and her teammates play out of a couple locations. Chris's Billiards as well as 10 Cat up there in the Chicago area. So a lot of APA teams up in Chicago, and they play out of a couple different places. And I talked to both of these ladies' teams, and they both essentially put together to compete, you know, in a tournament to get to this tournament. So all kind of came together through league play, obviously, and have bonded well the last couple days here in Las Vegas.
Oh, that was a risky shot. To be able to pull that off, you had to have perfect speed in order to be able to snooker her, and she hit it way too hard. An open shot for Caitlin here.
Big opportunity.
You bet.
Again, this is a race to 3.
And she just has some traffic to avoid. Make sure she doesn't get behind.
She gets the 10 to go.
Good job.
Leaves herself a shot on the 8. She'll grab that pocket marker. We'll see what kind of lucky charm she's using. Looks like a half 8 ball. Appropriate.
I like it. Kind of to the point.
No confusion about the half 8 ball and what it's for. Caitlin Harris shooting on the 8 ball here. And she can't quite get it to drop.
Oops.
Gonna give Darlene another opportunity at the table here, so we'll see.
Still nothing easy for Darlene, though. She's got a thin cut on the 2 ball there. And it's a must make unless she plays safe here and hits the right side of the 5 and drifts the cue ball behind the 1 and 4. You can see the 8 ball's hanging, so she's got to make sure she really snookers her this time, or it's a must make. Looks like she's going for the safe. Just play speed here. Hit half of the 5 ball and play speed to make sure she gets behind those. Nice shot. Kept a level head there. It's not what you want to do, because she knows that if, I mean, all Caitlin has to do is hit the 8 ball and it's going to go.
So how does she get there, Ava? She's going to take a timeout, a wise move. This is her team captain.
She's got a
Rene Hayes gonna.
Yeah, she's got a tough way to go, because the 2 ball is kind of blocking the path she wants to hit to be able to make the 8. So it looks to me, if you're going to avoid hitting the 2 ball, you need to put some right on it with the angle she has. The side pocket is right there too. So if you go past the side pocket, you're going to be too long. And I don't think she has a curve shot in her repertoire. We rarely see that, obviously, with a 4.
Right.
So she's looking to see if she can play it short of the 2 and put some left spin on it. Quite a bit to make it long enough. And she'll have to hit this softly. If you hit this firm with a lot of left, it's going to come up short. So you have to really kind of lengthen it with slow speed and a lot of spin.
Well, she's got to be careful here, too, because, again, she scratches.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to give this ever-important first game to Darlene. So.
And not that 4s cannot run 4 balls with ball in hand. No question, obviously they can, but it's more important you don't foul here and follow the cue ball in, like you said, than it is to give up ball in hand. But she's going to have to really lengthen this with left spin and hit it on the soft side, just enough to make it.
She's going to remember to mark the pocket there. She almost forgot.
And the team can remind, that's not considered a timeout. The
Right.
team can remind her to do that. So
Going for it here with the angle.
see if she can. Yeah, that was way too firm. That left spin's not going to take if you hit it that hard as much as it would with a slower speed. So we'll see now.
So Darlene will return to the table, this time with ball in hand.
That's important for Darlene to make the 4 ball first. That's the real problem ball right there. You don't want to shoot the combo. You can shoot the 1 and get it out of the way if you want to. So she needs to make the 1 or the 4 at this point, because those are the 2 balls that could create a problem. And then you want to get to the 2 ball as soon as possible as well, because it's on the rail. Smart shot.
If you're just now tuning in, I know we've got a lot of viewers just now joining us. You are watching live coverage of the final round of the Ladies 8-Ball Championship here at the APA World Championships in Las Vegas. At the table is Darlene Dante of the team Apocalyptics out of Chicago. Darlene pocketing the 1 in the side pocket. Turn her attention to the 5 ball.
Hitting this with low, I would have loved to see her hit that with some high to get down and back up again. And now she has left herself one of 2 tough shots here.
Well, and at this point, it's all or nothing, right? I mean, she's got the 8 ball sitting in the pocket. Not much traffic.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's tough, because even if she looks at the bank, and if she makes the bank, she would have to hit it with some power follow to come around 2 rails for the 2 ball, if that angle is even available to her. She got herself in a bit of a mess. It's one of those in hindsight that the captain probably wished she would have come up right before that happened. But
so she is going to take a timeout. You see Pia Yang, her teammate, also skill level 6, giving Darlene what she hopes will be some helpful advice.
And this is the best advice you could give her, because the bank is tough, the cut is tough. If you make the bank, though, you'll have a tough shot again on the 2. If you make this 2 ball, you have a great shot on the 4. So this was a smart decision. Tough, thin cut. Oh, she hit it really well.
Great shot.
That's one of those where it's about keeping your head cool. You know, we all know where you're supposed to hit it to make it, especially if you're a 4. But to do it when the pressure is on, and she knew she had built-in position. And a lot of times, having your coach tell you what to do, you feel more allowed to do it. Like, you can do this. Okay, I can?
Right.
All right, good. Oh, no, she didn't.
Ouch.
Oh, wow. That was painful.
So she scratches. That will give ball in hand to Caitlin. She'll mark her pocket. And if she can avoid scratching, she will take the first game.
Yeah, Darlene just put some center on that, and tangent line just brought it straight into the corner. If she had put high on it, she would have been fine, but she just... That was painful, especially after that great shot she made on the 2, but it came all the way down to the 8, and Hensley's Angels are on the board.
Caitlin Harris, that first game, now leading 1-0 in a race to 3. She will have the break. Darlene will prepare the rack. We will update our scorecards here.
Well, all Darlene can do now is try to remember that great shot she made on the 2. You got to let it go. You cannot, what usually happens here, even for the pros, is you start thinking about, if I'd have made that, I'd have been on the hill. And then all of a sudden your match goes down.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, yeah. You can't have those thoughts. You got to be able to move on. And I'm guessing, based on their experience here over the last several days, it's probably not the first time they've had to overcome some adversity. So I would expect, of course, both of these teams come into this final round undefeated. So,
yeah. If you play pool at all, or if you play sports at all,
right,
the sooner you learn that you're not invincible, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to make stupid mistakes, you're going to lose obvious games you should have won. It's just part of the game.
Right.
We're not robots.
Caitlin Harris with her first break here. Pockets 2 balls.
2 stripes. So a bit of a backwards cut on the 11. Looks like it's all she's got here. And it's not a bad thing. She's going to go into the 14 and 9 to try to move things around, because you can see the 10 ball there. 7 ball is blocking the pocket there. This is not an open table by any means. So usually you don't want to run into balls unless you absolutely have to.
Makes a nice shot on the 11 there in the corner. A little bit of a mess there at the bottom of the table, however.
Yeah, there's a lot of work. You know what? And she might be. I would say shoot that. Go ahead and shoot that 9. That combo on the 9 here. Even if she can make the 10, if you shoot the combo on the 9, you can at least maybe block that pocket and at the same time get something to come down here. Maybe knock the 7 out of the way.
Gets the, I believe, 12 ball to go. Our blues and our purples are always a little bit of a challenging here on the screens, but
we're a bit far away too from seeing the actual table, which is good, because then that kind of ensures that the players are not going to hear us talking as far as, oh my goodness, I can't believe she did that.
How could you say that about me?
All right, that was a good shot. She did pocket one of Darlene's balls there, the solids, but that was not a bad move. At least she opened up hers in case she gets back to the table.
Again, the Ladies 8-Ball Championship is the first of 5 championships that we'll be bringing you over the next several days. We've got Ladies 8-Ball Championship today. Tomorrow we'll have the 9-Ball Championship, and then on Tuesday we'll have the Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. Darlene pockets the 6 in the side. Ava, it's been an outstanding week so far. I know you just got in yesterday, right?
I did.
Had the opportunity to take in the pool party last night.
I did that too.
Great time, wasn't it? It's always a really good time, but it was packed last night. Yeah.
And the dancing and the music, and it was absolutely crazy. A bunch of people in the pool. And what I love are all the different stations, like the temporary
where they get
tattoo, they get the painted, and the
character artist and the balloons.
Trick shots.
It's really great time.
It was great.
If you missed it, but you're here in Vegas or you're on your way to Vegas, the good news is we will have another pool party on Thursday night, so should be another great time. In the meantime, we've got great action here. The Westgate Resort and Casino.
And Darlene has played this really in a smart way. What she would love to do now, and I don't know that she knows the shot. Oh, no, she does not, is to shoot the 2 ball into the 3. The 2 would go. If all you have to do is hit the left side of the 3 ball, and the 2 ball would have been made in the side, and then knock that 3, because that's in a really kind of a yucky spot right there. Anytime the ball is close to that side pocket on the rail is kind of a tricky thing. We'll see what she's going to do. If she can make this 3 now, if it is past the side where she's not going to scratch, then that may be the move. Ooh. And shooting over a ball.
Caitlin will return to the table and look to clean up what it, by all accounts, is a bit of a mess there at the bottom of the table. She, of course, has high balls or striped balls.
I saw a question on here. I just looked over at your computer, and it said, is it a pool party or a pool party? And yes,
it's
is
both.
The answer.
It's both. It's the ultimate pool party.
Hi, Heather. Yeah, it's definitely, it's both. It was down by the pool outside, and it was great. It was really great.
Nice job there by Caitlin to pocket the 9.
And here's the do-or-die shot. Again, Caitlin got perfect on this ball. It's almost completely dead straight in. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball, which always helps. Just drift it up, and she'll have a shot on the 14, and the 8's right there. This is the shot. And, oh, wow.
Beautiful.
She missed it, but it glanced off the 1. She missed it badly enough where it glanced off the 1 and went anyway. So a little help from her friend, the 14 ball there, or the 1 ball. We'll see if she can follow this down and get straight on the 8.
Lots of folks saying hi, Ava,
Hi.
all over the country.
Oh, hi. This is Micah, and she gets mad at me because I always screw up her the pronunciation, but she's one of my players from our area.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah.
I bet you got a lot of players out here, too, huh?
I do. I do.
All right, Caitlin's going to call a timeout here, or her captain is going to call a timeout, her captain, Rene Hayes, who you see at the table, giving her some advice.
You know, it's a little bit of a tricky. It's a good time to take a timeout and kind of talk about it, because if you don't follow this enough, you got a tough shot on the 8. If you follow too far, you could scratch. Oh, no, she wasn't straight in. All right, she's good.
Caitlin will grab that pocket marker and will attempt to make the 8 ball once again in the same corner pocket. This shot would put her up 2-0 and a race to 3.
If she hits this with speed, she might make sure she doesn't have any right spin on the cue ball, because it's going to head right for that corner.
Watch out. So she fails to make the 8 ball. Darlene will have another opportunity here.
It's a bit of an uphill situation for Darlene. This happened in the last track too, is that Caitlin would miss something, and then no easy shot for Darlene to start with here. She's only got 3 balls on the table, but as you can see, there are no easy shots. So in this situation, I would hit the left side of the 1 and just drift the cue ball into the rail and snooker her on. She could use the 3 ball or the 1 and leave a kick shot for Caitlin. That would be the play. The only offensive shot I can see here that makes any sense would make into 2 ball in the corner and center ball with a cue ball into the cushion and out for the 5. But why not take the, yeah, she's looking at that. That's a good, smart move. And I say this to captains and coaches all the time, because they say, you know, there'll be a 2 playing and they play great safeties. And I say, well, okay, but a lot of the safeties, all you need to do is educate your player. Even if you're a 2 and you haven't played for very long, you may not be able to execute a lot.
Right.
But most people can do that.
Right.
Now, she wanted to hit a little farther. She failed to snooker her, but
Well, she's going to have a shot here.
it's a thin cut on the 8. But she definitely wanted to, even if you came to where she could see it on the other side where it became a bank, would be better than this, because she does have a shot to make this. Make sure she marks the pocket. Again, both of these players are skill level 4 and they're racing to 3. And Caitlin is ahead 1-0 right now, but watch this. This is when it's like you just got to take a deep breath if you're Darlene. She constantly gets kind of a tough situation when she first steps up.
That's got to be tough, too, when your opponent is on the 8 ball and it's just continually, that margin of error is just not there.
That's all right. You know, it's tide will turn. You just got to be a little patient, not make any unforced errors. It looks on the screen, it looks like the 2 ball will go on the side, and it does. But if she shoots that, she could very easily scratch in the corner. So she's going to make sure that not to make. Oh, well, that worked out. A big smile and a sigh of relief there. That was not exactly how she planned it. The outcome is how she planned it, just not how she got there. But that's all right. She'll take it.
She's going to take a drink there. And so interesting situation now for Caitlin, who Had two very makeable shots on the 8-ball. Now finds herself in a difficult position just to make contact. We'll see.
Yeah, I doubt she did mark it, but I don't even know if that 8 goes past the 1. But that was a good shot. Not only made contact, but just enough to where she has left a mess. This is going to be one of those racks that may take a while because both players really are playing smart. Smart pool here.
You don't get this far in the tournament without playing some smart pool. And again, this event got underway on Thursday.
You made a good point, and I mean, you got to have it all. You can't just play offense and get this far.
Right.
You can't just be afraid of shooting and play nothing but defense. You have to be able to play all the shots.
Got to be able to win the tough games.
Play smart.
The games where it looks like, you know, it's not going to happen. Somehow pull them out. That's how you find your way to the finals arena.
We have a location owner in our area that I don't know about anymore. We used to have a little tournament on Mondays, and if you played safety, you got thrown out.
Wow.
So I kept saying,
like
but that's
the
a big
offense.
part of the game.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so a little more defense here.
And as you can see, the 8 won't pass by the 1, so she felt safe leaving her any kind of a shot, the fact that the 1 ball is in the way.
So what's the strategy here for Caitlin then, Ava? I mean, she's got this 1 ball basically. I can't tell if it's frozen, but it's obviously in her way.
Yeah, she's going to, I mean, my move here would just be hit a solid hit on the 8. The 1's going to get out of the way, and all you're going to leave is a tough shot for your opponent. There you go. Very nice play.
She liked your advice, and she followed it to a T. Again, this match has turned into a bit of a chess match here now with the safety play. We'll see what Darlene can do here.
Well, Darlene definitely has the advantage in this rack. There's no question about it, even though she has 3 balls left on the table.
Can't get the 2 to drop, but
no, she was playing a safety, but if she would have played on the other side, then she would have left Caitlin with a kick shot on the 8, and instead Caitlin can hit it now. If she hits a super thin hit here, she's liable to block the pocket on that 1 ball. This is a really good rack.
We're getting our money's worth, folks.
This is very smart play by both players. Just want to touch this.
Again, if you're just tuning in, this is live coverage of the Ladies 8-Ball Championship, all part of the festivities here at the APA World Championships in Las Vegas. This event got underway on Thursday. With 256 teams, we are down to the final 2. You have the Apocalyptics from Chicago, Illinois, represented here by Darlene Dante, currently at the table. Their opponents, Hensley's Angels from Blue Springs, Missouri.
No. Looked like she just got down, kind of jabbed at that a little bit. That was a pretty big miss right there, needless to say, especially after what happened in the last rack, and now to give the opportunity, having the advantage and then giving it up again to Caitlin. That's got to hurt. This will put Caitlin on the hill if she can make this 8-ball. Oh, no. Think there's some nerves in here in this match?
I'm starting to get nerves for them. It's quite a nail biter. That 8-ball does not seem to want to agree with Caitlin. So Darlene will have another opportunity.
I've been playing tournament pool since I was 14, and I still to this day get nervous.
Do you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. All of us do. If you don't get nervous, that means your adrenaline isn't pumping, and
right.
you can't think as straight as you.
Probably helps keep you more focused when you're nervous,
absolutely.
Right?
But if you don't think that these players are nervous, playing on this stage for $10,000 and on live stream, knowing that everybody at home is watching. And
no pressure. There's probably a good 100 people now here in the finals arena taking in the final match.
All right, safety game is going to continue. She would love to separate that. Well, that's a good play right there.
A question about which team is from Chicago. The team from Chicago is the Apocalyptics. Again, that is Darlene Dantes in the white sweater, currently seated. That is the team from Chicago. Their opponents, Hensley's Angels from Blue Springs, Missouri. represented currently by Caitlin Harris in black, shooting once again on the 8-ball. I think this makes 5, maybe 6 shots on the 8-ball here. It's quite a few now.
She's only had one real easy shot, and that was the last one. And that happens a lot when you're in a safety battle like that, and you finally get the open shot. It's like you've been playing defense for so long, and you almost take it for granted, like, oh, I'm supposed to make this. And
we'll see. She's going to try to send it across the table here.
Cross bank. Just want to make sure she doesn't hit it hard enough. If it goes 2 rails, if she misses it, that would be a loss if it went in the wrong pocket, obviously. Here we go. Oh, boy, she was flirting with it. All right, somehow Darlene still has life. And anyone who thinks these two players are not really playing up to the skill level you could only say that if you have never played under this pressure.
Right. Let us know when you're playing for 10,000 with a few hundred people watching and cameras on you.
All right.
You talked about the fact that when you play even today, you still get nervous. At what point, though, do you kind of start to settle into a groove in your match? I mean, is it you get a game under your belt, now you're moving?
Usually
is there some point where that subsides a little bit?
Yes, and you never know when it's going to happen. Sometimes, you step up, and even though you're nervous, you feel great, and you play great from start to finish. Sometimes you just have to wait and hope that your opponent isn't really on to where you still have a chance to get into the match when you do find it. So
Caitlin finally gets that tricky 8-ball to drop. There in the corner pocket, she now leads 2 games to none in this race to 3. She will once again have the break. Darlene will prepare the rack. Caitlin now on the hill. And probably more important, Ava, is now she has the opportunity here. When we talked a little bit about the 3-point scoring at the beginning of the broadcast, but what's crucial here is if Caitlin wins this next game and shuts out her opponent, they would split 3 points to none, which is huge in these 3-person races. So we'll see here. Big game for Caitlin, opportunity to shut out her opponent, take a big 3 points into to the second match here. So looks like the players are ready to break. Caitlin's going to take a look at the rack. She's going to ask for a slight adjustment. We've talked about this before, Ava, but what are you looking for in a rack, a good rack, when you're kind of reviewing what your opponent's done?
Well, as the breaker, you really want to make sure that, if anything, the top 3 balls are frozen. You can't expect every single ball to be perfectly frozen in this situation, and they could be just a tad off, but the most important thing is that those top balls are frozen so that you can get the good action on the balls when you hit them. Or you could end up with one of those dud racks and nothing happens.
Right.
It's amazing what happens if the one ball is off a little bit over the other 2 are off, and you can hit them as hard as you want and almost nothing happens.
Caitlin will take another look. Seems satisfied this time with the rack. Positions the cue ball. Gets a little extra chalk on the tip. And she's ready to break. Caitlin Harris, Hensley's Angels with the break, currently on the hill. Nice break.
Couple of strikes.
2 strikes to drop once again. With about everything else at the bottom of the table.
It's going to be kind of a mess. She's going to start down here. I would have loved to see her take that 15 ball off the rail instead with a 3-ball blocking there, but
question
Caitlin's
about
got a plan.
Score here. The score is currently 2-0 in favor of Caitlin Harris. She is in black at the table currently. She leads 2-0, and these players are racing to 3, so she is on the hill. And should she win this next game, she will put her team up by 3 points. Caitlin pockets the 14 in the corner. Leaves herself behind the 12 ball there.
It looks like she's going to try to fire that 15. That's a thin cut down the rail, but It's about the only thing she has, and that way she can get that out of there because that pocket's blocked by the 3, so why not? Yeah, she kind of hit that faster than she's hit anything else, but that's all right. It was a tough shot. We'll see if Darlene can take a deep breath here and remember how well she's played this whole tournament. And again, double whammy there, trying to forget about the last 2 racks at the end.
No, especially that first game there. Where
yeah. Just loosen up a little bit and forgive yourself as fast as you can and just play. That's all you can do.
Darlene described her and her teammates as sassy, so we'll see if they can get a little sassy here and
she needs some
mount a little
sassy
bit
right
of
about now.
comeback.
And now all of a sudden it's pretty open here. Luckily for her, the 7 hung right there. If not, Caitlin would have had an easy shot on the 15 and the 10.
I like the pace that Caitlin plays at. She
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we see players play at a little slower pace. She tends to hop up there and shoot.
I said that to the players in my area all the time is you gotta move around the table. You gotta think of it as a sport and actually walk around. If you need to take some time when you're down on the shot, but if you stand in one place for too long and think and think and think, you're gonna kind of go brain dead and just, you know, get so confused as to what to do. Just pick something and go for it.
Looks like she's going for the 15 here. She can't quite get it to go in the corner.
Ooh, nice leave though.
Doesn't do Darlene any favors though.
I think Darlene might be able to make the 7 ball, but that was kind of her. She would have loved to leave that for later.
Really nice turnout here in the championship arena for the ladies finals. Seeing kind of an overview shot here of the championship room. Darlene with the 7 in the corner pocket.
Doesn't really have anything to shoot at, I think. She forgot to kind of think of the cue ball there a little bit.
Both of these players, again, skill level 4s, which means they are racing to 3 games apiece. Caitlin, who is not at the table currently, leading 2-0.
Darlene's going to go to the defense again, just tapping this 4 into the rail. Smart shot. Caitlin's trying to see that. Looks like a lot of traffic there, but if she can hit this, if Darlene didn't come out far enough again, then she's got a combo, I believe. No, but it was a good hit, so we'll see. Now Darlene needs to get her game together here. Just start running around the table a little bit, loosen up.
Yeah, it seems like she hasn't ever really been able to get into kind of a rhythm or a flow. She's always having some tough circumstances at the table when she's up, and just needs to string together a few balls here.
Watch the cue ball.
And she'll start with the 4 in the side.
And this is when a player can be a little dangerous too, you know, because Caitlin feels kind of comfortable right now. She's on the hill. Darlene, if she's got to look at it like, I might as well just run around the table and just play, forget about it. Nothing to lose. I'm already in a bad spot.
Sure.
And that's when the tide can turn very easily.
Well, what's so big here is, and we talked about it with the 3-point scoring, I mean, if Darlene wins a game here, right, that's going to take the possibility of that 3rd point away from Hensley's Angels. So even if she can't pull out the actual match here, just to get this game would be very significant.
It's huge. It's huge.
And that is, again, that's all part of the 3-point scoring, which has been wildly popular. I know when we first adopted it, some people were like, what? How does that work?
Oh,
but
I love it.
It has, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic.
And it can keep the match, you know, if this was the case, that would be 2-0, and one more game it would be over, and it wouldn't be a tough way to go from here. But the fact that she has a chance of getting,
Sure.
stopping her from getting 3, getting 2 instead, or even possibly 2-1, and contributing a point to her team, it's a huge, huge difference than just a flat 1-0, 2-0. I think it's one of the best moves we've had is coming up with a 3-point system. Makes the matches closer too.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen that here in Las Vegas too. Is the the matches all are going longer. They are much closer in terms of playing out through the entire roster, whether it's a 3-person match or 5-person match. Some folks asking, yes, we are here in Las Vegas. We're here at the Westgate Resort and Casino, which has been absolutely fabulous so far this week. I was here a couple weeks ago when our event wasn't going on, a little pre-tournament kind of scouting trip that we were here, and just kind of noticing a lot of the upgrades that they've done in the convention space here. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is.
From the flooring and the walls. I mean, it's really great. They've implemented a lot of great deals here for the players on food and beverage, and really been a great partner since we moved over here to the Westgate 2 years ago.
I think that all, like you said too, and all the kinks have kind of been worked out.
Right.
As far as logistical situations, when coming here for the tournament, they get us now what we need.
Right.
And what the players are looking for. So
Right.
we've been at the Riviera for so long that other than the last year, it was kind of, well-oiled machine. Everything was running. Everybody knew what to expect.
Right.
But no, it's been really great. Even in April, I noticed a big difference from last year.
Yeah, and their staff here has been so great too.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 15,000 people that come in for 10 days for this event, and their staff is,
wow, look
worked
at this
hard.
shot.
There we go.
Holy
15
smokes.
in the corner pocket for Caitlin. A little bit of a challenge with that 12 ball though.
Yeah. This is one of those you have to, if you go down, it just hit it with a lot of right spin down to the rail and just try to make contact with it.
Again, this is her team captain, Rene Hayes.
And using
Called
the
that
bridge doesn't make
timeout
it
almost
easier either.
immediately.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk about this, knowing how important this game would be to her team. Just trying to make enough contact to drive the ball into the rail. Nicely done. Here's some nice applause here in the finals room. People appreciating that shot. Darlene will return to the table.
And it's pretty cool. There's a lot of people here just enjoying watching, but the people that are real fans that are really rooting for one side or another, they really picked one side of the
I noticed
room.
that.
Did you notice that when
yeah.
they first introduced? It was kind of felt like a college, a high school football game where you had everybody on one side. Yeah, it was great.
Cool dynamic. They've done the tournament staff, Bill Tufts and his tournament staff, have done a great job setting up this finals arena, or the championship arena. You've got big screens overhead that the audience is able to watch, particularly on the tougher shots to kind of figure out on the table. Yeah, it's very cool. Very spectator friendly. You're seeing kind of in one angle on the room.
I think coach just said to play another safety here. The only thing that's bad about it, at some point you got to go for it. If you start playing too many safes, when you do get a shot, and we've seen that with Darlene a little bit, there's a kind of a happy medium there. You can't play so many safeties that you're afraid of shooting. You can't be looking at the first thing you do is, how can I play a safe? The first thing you should think is, where's the next ball? Can I make it? And then you kind of assess what the percentages are of making that, and if it's not in your favor, then by all means playing safe. Just be careful you don't get into that safety mode so much you can't play offense. She's left a shot here. Can she cut it in? Does the cue ball pass by the 5? That's the question. Three is in the way for a bank, so I thought for sure that Darlene was going to shoot that one ball that time.
Someone asking if this is doubles. This is the Ladies 8-Ball Championship, so these are 5-person rosters with 3 players competing in a match. Caitlin Harris misses the 12 in the corner. Nearly got it to go.
Each player here does get 1 timeout per rack, where you can kind of discuss with your coach.
Right, and I think we've seen each now take the timeout, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so. And in if you're skill level 2, you get 2 timeouts.
You can ask me questions I'm not sure
I'm
on,
not
aren't
sure
you?
about in the ladies format.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that applies. I think on the local level, but I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm not sure when they get to the tournament or not.
right.
So maybe
I'll
somebody will
get
pop
that
in with
clarified.
clarification. Yeah.
I should know that, but I haven't been allowed to play in this, so
Well, and you're not a 2, so
I'm not a 2 either.
I should know this.
Yes, you should.
Just saying. Darlene.
Not a bad shot, especially since that 8 ball does not go in the corner. It's close. She could cheat the pocket a little bit, but it's that's a tough shot, I believe, on the 1. I have an angle here I can see. She would have to hit this 8 ball so perfectly. It's a severe cut into the side, and that 1 ball, we'll see. She feels she can make it.
Yeah, we talked about it, but this would be a big lead for Hensley's Angels. If she can get this 8 ball to go, that would put them up 3-0.
Oh, she got by it.
And
Oh,
she
nice
gets it
shot.
to
You
go.
can see she cheated the pocket just enough. Great
Caitlin
finishing
Harris
shot.
pockets the 8 ball, wins the first match, 3 games to none, which means her team will pick up 3 points as they move into the second match. Team captains will head back to their rosters and decide strategically which way to go from here based on the score. Again, Hensley's Angels, Blue Springs, Missouri, now leading 3-0 over the Apocalyptics from Chicago. With that 3-point scoring,
That was big.
that's significant for sure.
And
Apocalyptics can have their work cut out for them here.
And a 2-0 here now by the Angels, and the match is over. 5 would be the magic number. There's no reason to go on in there after that, because even a 3-0 obviously would not pull it off.
All right, so the team captains, as we said, will take a look at the rosters and decide who they're going to put up next. Let's see the room livening up briefly while the players are not at the table. You're seeing some of the sponsorship banners. Of course, a lot of great sponsors come together to help us put on this event. Our friends at Nationwide, friends at Pool Dog, of course, Aramith, another great partner of ours. We've already mentioned the Westgate and how instrumental they are in ensuring this great experience for our players. Getting kind of a nice panoramic of the championship arena here. Some of the crowd we talked about, and kind of how you mentioned, Ava, you've got the one crowd pro favor of the Missouri team here on the left, and on the right you've got the team rooting for those from Chicago. So Caitlin Harris getting some handshakes and hugs. She's hugging her league operator there, Jonathan Hensley, who's the namesake of the team. Of course, they made sure to point out what a great league operator he is prior to the match, which is always great to hear.
I like that.
You like to have, and I'm sure you know this as a league operator, right? You want your players to have an affinity for you, right?
Yeah. I don't have any Ava's Angels, though.
No Ava's Angels?
What the heck is that all about?
Well, maybe you will after this broadcast. Ladies back in South Carolina, make a note.
It is it's so much fun to see the names that these teams come up with. I love it.
All right. You're seeing the Apocalyptics on the other side of the room here.
And now strategy. You got to try to figure out what to do from here.
Yeah,
Who's got
looking over the
best
roster,
chance?
so, my assumption here is Apocalyptics down 3. 3-person match. They're throwing their best player here, don't you think?
The best player being, the question is
They
being
got
the
a skill level
highest
6.
ranked, or whoever they feel is strongest 3 or the strongest 5 or the strongest 6, that type of thing.
Right.
So they have some options. I mean, they do have a
And
5,
I'm not sure
a
who
6,
declared
a
first,
3 and
yeah.
a 4, yeah. So
Well, you'd hate for the match to be over without having played your top shooter.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I'm betting we see Pia Yang.
And if they do put up Pia, who is a 6,
They're going to
then
counter
I
with
would
their
think
6.
Rene Hayes from the other team, who's
Yeah.
also a 6, they would have to put her up.
That would be my guess. We'll wait.
But that's because we're kind of rookies too. There could be a good move here is that they throw off.
Yep.
If they put up a 6, you could put up a 3, and then they would have to play to be able to reach the numbers, flip that around, because all you need to do is win. You don't need to win in the second. You need to win the match period. So one team really needs to win now. Oh, but I do think we have 2 6s going at.
Well, no, we've got, I believe, Janine Cornelius, and we'll get this verified, but I believe this is Janine Cornelius, skill level 5 for the Apocalyptics, going against Rene Hayes, skill level 6 of Hensley's Angels. So I'm not sure, again, I'm not sure who put up first, but it might have been a case where Hensley's Angels put Rene up, their best player, trying to go for win the match here. And the Apocalyptics decide they'd rather have the...
Well, this is a smart move. If they feel Janine as a 5 is a stronger 5, this is a good move because the race now will be 5-4 instead of an even race.
Right. And that still leaves Pia Yang potentially. Of course, we had a 4.
No, that wouldn't work.
That would eliminate her.
Yes.
Yeah, so no Pia.
I think so.
Getting confirmation from our producer here that who we believe to be at the table is at the table. Of course, we're just meeting these teams right before the finals, and it is, in fact, Janine Cornelius here with the break. You've got Rene Hayes.
Well, the strength
finishing
here
the rack
with Janine putting up being a 5 against Rene's 6 is if Janine can win this and stay in the match and get a 2 or a 3, they're going to be able to play a 4 after this.
Right.
Where Hensley's Angels are only going to be able to play a 3, so they're going to have the advantage in the last match if they can get to the last.
Interesting. It's always interesting, the dynamics of putting up, right?
Oh,
with the team
amazed.
concept. It's always kind of a, do we do it this way? Do we do it that way? Do we go for the kill here? Do we, there's a lot that goes into the decision making, and obviously it also is affected by who puts up first.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm in awe of some of the captains, how they come up and know. I say, why do you do that? And he goes, well, because of this. And I go, wow, I never thought of that.
So we were half right on our prediction. We've got Rene Hayes currently seated of Hensley's Angels. She is their team captain. This is Janine Cornelius. Pockets a ball on the break in the corner. I believe that was a stripe ball. So we have a 5-6 race, which means Janine needs 4 games. Rene needs 5 games. So a 4-5 race. And you're seeing Janine at the table for the Apocalyptics.
All right, not much to shoot at there, and she played a defensive shot. It's a pretty good shot. I believe Rene has the 6 ball in the side if she chooses to go offensively here, which I have a feeling she will.
Somebody offering Rene some advice. They say, take the coat off so you don't foul. I'm guessing the temperatures have something to do with the coat. It's
a little
always
bit
a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
not too bad, but it's always a little bit cooler in the convention spaces and the casinos here in Las Vegas.
And with the heat outside, you're better off that way. They have to have that air conditioning.
It's weird
going.
to adjust. Yeah, it's you go from the very hot 100-degree temperatures to the 68-degree indoor temperatures in the casinos.
You could see her arm was shaking there a little bit. Again, pressure is on here. You know, the pressure is obviously on Janine from Apocalyptics.
It's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, I know
it's a cool name, but it's tough to say.
Down 3-0.
Apocalyptics.
Yeah, thank you. But the pressure is on Rene, too, because she does not want to give up this lead. They're sitting in such a great situation right now, so both players are going to feel it a little bit. The race is longer here, like you said. The race is 5-4 race, so they're going to have some time to get
A
comfortable
little more
before it's
time
over
to
with.
settle in,
Yeah.
right? Rene pockets the 7 in the corner. Again, Rene is the skill level 6 on Hensley's Angels. They are from Blue Springs, Missouri, where they play out of Side Pockets there. Side Pockets, of course, a big number of pool rooms there in the Kansas City area, very popular amongst APA members in that area. I wouldn't be surprised if some folks back at Side Pockets were tuning in right now. It's one of the things we've seen as we've started these streams is a lot of times when these teams make it this far, their folks back home like to throw it on the big screen and kind of take it all in. So
Okay, I like her follow through. She doesn't have a long backstroke, but she's got a nice follow through here. Didn't get much of a, perfect position over here, but I don't like shooting this in the side because that's going to make the 8-ball fly, I think. Careful. Oh, she went for the bank. All right. She fires at the ball. Okay, we'll see here what situation Janine is in here. She needs to kind of do something with that 1 ball, I believe, in the 3. This got a perfect angle to do so. A little bit of center right here, maybe possibly low right, and she could go into them right now and break those balls open. Yeah, just not low enough.
There's so much pressure on Janine here. I'm thinking about it and the fact that, you know, when you're down 3-0 and your team says, hey,
Yeah.
go save us.
Yeah, exactly.
Go up there and save us, please. So we'll see what she's got. It's not an easy situation. Again, we've talked about it numerous times, but you're playing in the finals arena. You've got at least 100, maybe 150 people now here in the room. You've got several hundred more watching online.
One thing I've learned from competing for so long is that if you choose to, you can, get super nervous and feel the pressure no matter what the situation is.
Right.
You know, if you're the one to come in and save it, or you're the one that could mess it all up, that everybody else has done their thing, and you could dog it for everybody. You know, you can talk yourself out of everything, anything. All right, I think there's going to be a referee called here by Rene. This is going to be a close hit no matter what, I think. See with that 1 and 3. Don't want to take any chances. You need to have somebody come watch this.
They're both not exactly sure what the conversation is.
Obviously, I missed something.
So was there must have been a foul of some sort there then.
Well,
Made slight contact. I didn't catch it either.
But there was a conversation, and maybe somebody at home can figure out what happened there. Because obviously we were not paying attention
I didn't catch it, but all right. Somebody said bad hit. Hit the 1 first.
Okay.
And that's
Thank
Mr.
you.
Luke Garrett. We trust Luke.
Thanks for being there, Luke.
I'll give Rene an opportunity here.
That was not a bad shot. She went for the bank, and at the same time ensured that the 13 ball would not be makeable after that. We'll see what Janine can do here. To me, that Rene definitely has the advantage here. She's got more balls to work with. And if she can get the cue ball up here to get position on the 3 or 4, then she should be home free. Oh, she's going to leave the 1 till last. Okay. The fact that the 1 is blocking there. A little bit different thinking. You know, I tend to think like a 9-ball player more than anything else.
Sure.
Sometimes straight pull, but I don't play as much 8-ball as these guys do. And sometimes I kind of think backwards on shot selection. So that was a good shot. Just even if you don't make it, there's nowhere to go for Janine right here. This is one of those situations that unless something really kind of strange happens, Janine is in one of those spots no matter what she does here, she's got to pretty much hope that Rene doesn't run out. Even that, it was, you know, something to try to do something, but she had to try to create something a little bit more difficult than it was. Instead of having the 4-3-1 automatic, she's made it a little bit tougher for the run out, but
again, Rene is a skill level 6, so certainly capable of a run out.
I don't like her looking at this ball here unless she's going to play safety. Because where is she going to go with her next ball? Unless she's going to make one and then play safe after that. I'm not sure what she's thinking here. Draw the cue ball back, maybe for the 3 in the side or the opposite corner. It doesn't pass by the 1, I don't believe. All right, she drew it back. Was it enough? All right, if she's going to go for the bank here or the cut, you just got to make sure you get on that 1, or she's going to be in a worse situation than Janine. Is it going in? Nope. Still no harm done, though.
Janine.
All right, good shot by Janine there. Best she could do right there. She kind of turned the table a little bit with that one shot. Now all of a sudden Janine, the fact that the 3 is in a bad spot, she would have to come with a big one here unless she's going to play safe and just go ahead and thin it. Let it hit the rail. But I think that, I don't know. Tough to see from here how makeable the 13 ball is from anywhere on the table. It looks like she's playing as safety, Jason. No.
Ooh.
She's left it. We'll see if Janine can hold it together.
You surprised by that move at all?
A little bit, but I mean, I don't know if she didn't see the safety, didn't feel comfortable. The 13 ball is very makeable from there.
She gets the 9 to go, and she's in great position on the 8. This would be a big first game here for Janine Cornelius, and one that her team really needs.
Yeah, the fact that the 13 ball was so close to the pocket right there and not on really on the rail, it was hard to play safety. Oh, wow.
Can't quite get
and
the 8
scratch.
to go.
No. Wow.
So the cue ball holds on. Rene Hayes will return to the table, needing to pocket the 3 ball. Tough break there for Janine.
Kind of the apocalyptic curse right now.
Right.
This is exactly what was happening in the first match with Darlene and Caitlin, as Darlene would get to a situation of having a chance to win, and then something like this happened. So you can see the arm shaking right there.
Rene gets
on
the
Rene,
3 to
but
drop.
she gets the job done.
She will now have her turn at the 8-ball. She grabs her pocket marker. Throws a little chalk on the tip, and she's ready to shoot. Drops the 8 without an issue. Hensley's Angels on the board first. Now leading 1-0. Of course, Rene Hayes has a skill level 6, needs to get to 5 games to win. Janine, skill level 5, needs only 4, so we are essentially now, Ava, at a 4-4 race.
Yeah, and it was a big win, that rack for Rene, because that took away Janine's chance of winning a 3-0.
Right.
The minute you get on the board, you stop your opponent from skunking you with a 3-0. That means it's going to be, even if Janine wins, the worst is going to happen. She wins 2-1 or 2-0.
Yeah, there's no opportunity now for the Apocalyptics to take away more than 2 points in this particular match, which is significant because they lost the first match 3-0. So, again, Rene Hayes now at the table, the team from Blue Springs, Missouri, Hensley's Angels. Renee's skill level 6, but we've got a dry break.
Fairly open table. A couple of issues there, but if that 1-ball passes by the 9, I would definitely choose the solids here.
So this is interesting because I think you mentioned something about a little bit of an arm shake on from Rene, which apparently is something she has naturally occurring in her arm.
Well, there's a lot of players that have that on the pro level as well. Gerda Hofstetter, Nick Varner, Dick Lane. There's Corey Duell. A lot of our top pros have that natural shake and still manage to pull back and deliver great strokes. So a lot of the best players in the world have had that. Sometimes it's nerves.
Yeah.
I don't have a natural shake, but there's times I see myself on camera once I've played on ESPN or something, and I go, man, my arm was shaking.
So they're saying she has an arthritic shake that it's just kind of natural, nothing to do with her nerves. So that's kind of the cool thing about these live streams. We get a little more information or background from family and friends of the teams that we're watching. You know, again, we don't get a chance to really meet the players except for about 5 minutes prior to the match, and it's hard to learn a lot about a team or an individual in that amount of time, but get a little more background as we get into the
I think it's fantastic, you guys filling us in. That's we appreciate it very much. What I like about the 4 players we've seen so far, obviously these guys are higher skill level players than the first match, being a 5 and a 6 instead of 2 4s, but all 4 of them really have shown me a lot as far as knowledge, as far as playing smart, playing the percentages. What are my odds of winning here, running out, making this shot, getting on the next ball, whatever it is, and playing defensive shots when it's needed. That's probably what has brought him here, not necessarily running 5, 6 balls or running out. That's not what it's about, especially 8-balled on a bar table where it's smaller. You know, you have a smaller space to play on.
Right.
It's not very easy to run out, so you have to admit and accept that you're going to miss here and there or step away from the table and let your opponent in. But it's much better to do that when you're leaving the table when you play the safety as opposed to missing something. So
I like that Apocalyptics t-shirt she's wearing. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I saw that before. Good shot.
I will say, more than any of the other tournaments that we have, the ladies really get into the team shirts. They get into the team names. They really are very gung-ho when it comes to all things event-related. They really kind of dive right in. So
I love the team shirts. I wish everybody would do it. It's it's so easy to have it done now, and
Well, it seems so weird when we see a
yeah.
team that doesn't. And I know Janine has the Apocalyptic shirt on, but the rest have just normal stuff, and that could be a result of they've just been here for several days, right? That's the one. That's the one thing that does happen sometimes is you've now been in a shirt for several days, and
most players don't bring 4 shirts thinking about
they've got one
days.
team shirt, and after a couple days it gets a little tough to wear that shirt again. Rene Hayes misses the 12 in the corner there. Yeah, you almost need a couple team shirts, right, to stay relatively fresh, especially when you
Couple of team
going
shirts and
through
some Woolite.
casinos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's of course Las Vegas several years ago went non-smoking everywhere except the casinos, right?
Right.
So there was a time when you still had smoking here in the tournament rooms. Go back to about 2005, which we're all very happy has changed. You know, I've talked to people that are smokers and non-smokers. They're all happy because it was just too much in one condensed area. So,
And oh boy,
ouch.
you see that quite often. Just the tables here do play fast, but it's just one of those things. That's the one thing you can't do. You just keep giving up ball in hand, you're going to find yourself in trouble, obviously. You're talking about the smoking. Luckily, it's not allowed. It's allowed in Las Vegas, just not here at the casino, because
Right.
it would smell real funny if they start
Right.
letting the weed be smoked here. That
Oh, wow,
became
yeah.
illegal. I drove in here from the airport, and I'm going, every other sign was, marijuana here, stop here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's crazy. So at least they're not allowing that into
No,
casinos. That's
no,
a good thing.
no.
All right, so here's smart move here. The only ball that's real trouble. She's going to get that out of the way. Janine's just going to follow up. Just that 8-ball is really looming large there, so make sure she doesn't follow it too far. You want to leave yourself the 5-3 combo.
Some folks asking about future streaming broadcasts. We will be bringing you finals of the 9-ball championship tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll have the Jack and Jill doubles championship finals on Tuesday. We've got the Masters championship on Friday at 1 o'clock. Of course, all of these times Pacific Standard. And then, of course, the granddaddy of them all, the 8-ball championship, will be Saturday at 3 p.m. So that is a look at what you can expect in terms of streaming the rest of the week. I know we've also been bringing you some of the non-championship type streaming, some of the fan favorite exhibitions and things like that. I know we saw a match yesterday between Dr. Q, who's soon to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, joining the ranks of Ava and many of the game's greatest players, and played Terry Bell, a fellow Hall of Famer. So they had a little friendly exhibition.
That was fun.
Good to see the two of them playing a match. Not something in my 18 years at AP, I don't know that I've ever seen the two of them play. So kind of a neat thing, and we were able to bring you some of that action live. You can scroll through our Facebook page to find that video.
Florian was very busy last night at the pool party.
Oh, man, they love him, don't
Yeah,
they? You know who
how
really
can you
loves him?
not?
We had him up at the junior championships in Davenport last
He's
month.
good with the kids.
Oh, man.
And part of his thing, too, is he's got so many tricks where he involves the audience.
Right.
So the kids, we had one of our boys from our junior area in Myrtle Beach. He got to be part of the shot, so he really loved that.
Yeah. Florian, very popular. Mentioned Dr. Q. Of course, Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow, also here throughout the week. So quite a few players running around. I was at the pool party last night, ran into Skylar Woodward and Billy Thorpe, both
And Dennis Hatch.
some of the young American players coming up. Both have a great opportunity to make this year's Moscone Cup team if they continue playing well. Nice to see them. So you never know who you're going to run into
I think
at the
Mike
championship.
Massey's here
Mike
again.
Massey's running around. You got Lee Brett here.
All right, we're going to see here if this is going to, obviously, as you can see, continue to be a bit of a safety. Safety game. Smart shot. Not sure here if she can go ahead and. A funny spot. The 1 being open right there, right by the pocket, and the 5 same way. Janine has the advantage in this rack.
Somebody asking about Efrain Reyes. I've not seen Efrain here. In fact, I thought I heard that he was kind of taking some time away from the game, or
he's
he was going to stay in the Philippines more than he
kind of
is?
sort of semi-retired as far as the
Right.
U.S. scene. I mean, he's getting up there a little bit. He's got a family at home. Wow, nice shot.
Beautiful.
Good shot. Talk about turning things around a little bit there. A little bit unfortunate where the cue ball landed, because the only shot it seems she has is that 9 ball, and she is completely jacked up over the 5, which obviously makes it a much more difficult shot. That was a little unfortunate.
Again, if you're just tuning in, you are watching live coverage of the Ladies 8-Ball Championship here at the APA World Championships. You've got 2 teams here in the final round. We started with 256. We're down to 2. This is Rene Hayes of the team Hensley's Angels. They are from Blue Springs, Missouri. Their opponents are from Chicago, Illinois, the team of the Apocalyptics. So again, Rene Hayes at the table, Hensley's Angels, Blue Springs, Missouri. A question here about potential of a women's masters event. That's an interesting suggestion. I'm not sure that that's in the near future, but we do have an event that will be added to the slate next year, Ava, which is exciting, and that's a team captain championship, a team captain championship, if you will.
That's going to be a fun
so
event.
That will be exciting. That's will be added to the slate for next year. So if you're interested in getting involved with that, of course, you want to talk to your league operator, and you will want to captain a team. So as we move into the fall session, and you've been thinking about starting your own team, now might be just the right time to do it.
I just like it because the team captains are usually very dedicated. They're keeping track of all the players on their team and when they're going to play, and if there's a makeup match, if there's, a schedule change, anything like that. And we have a captain, co-captain tournament locally where the winning team goes out here, and I know some of the league operators do that depending on what is done in their local area. But I like the fact that it's like an appreciation tournament for the captains that step up and captain a team.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's kind of a thankless job to be a team captain, right? You get all the hard work.
Unless
you got to get everybody together, right?
Yeah.
But so like you said, a lot of local tournaments for the team captains. We're just kind of expanding on that to do it here at the championships. Get an opportunity for more people to make it to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's
and
great.
See this grand stage. Coastal Carolina's excited.
Nikki Gordon, yeah, she's one of our players in Wilmington, and I think that's going to be a very popular event. So we'll have to figure out the best way to do it at home on a home level to get it here in Las Vegas. And
right. I know APA just released details to their league operator network, kind of about the logistics of it. So it.
Yeah, I was going to surprise my player at home. Thank you for knocking.
I jumped the gun.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks, Jason.
Be another exciting event for us to bring you guys next year. Rene Hayes slowly but surely cleaning up the table. She now shooting on the 8-ball. Chance to go up 2-0 in a race to 5 for Rene. Pockets the 8-ball. Now up 2-0. Needs 3 games to secure a victory, not only in this match, but for her team overall. Again, they are currently leading 3-0.
I know locally in our area, some of our players miss when it was a full roster 8-person 8-ball team in the ladies. But the change has really done, I think, a lot for the ladies divisions, because not all areas are big enough to have enough to do
a full roster team. Yeah,
exactly. You can do one team and send it in, but it's gotten so popular to play the league ladies. So in our area, more players had a chance to play, because with 8 players, if you have a smaller league area, I mean, to get even 4 teams together could be difficult.
Yeah, and you can see it in the numbers. I mean, you've got 256 ladies teams in this year's event. Back when we were still at full rosters for ladies, the numbers would generally be about 55, 60 teams. So just a lot more participation with the revised format. Always like to see who people are rooting on. You've got some Rene fans. You've got some Janine fans. Somebody's saying Renee's looking pretty calm and collected. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, I like her style. We'll see here if she can make this a tough cut on the 6. She kind of got herself in a bad spot. No safeties to play and a tough cut on the 6. The fact that you can't see the pocket and you can't really see where you're hitting. Just overcut it a little bit. I think Janine's going to have a shot here, though. On the 9. It looks like she should be able to make the 9 there. Oh, she got the 14 in the side, too.
And that 14 drops in the side pocket.
And left herself nothing.
Again, there were 256 teams when the Ladies 8-Ball Championship began. We started today with 4, and we are now down to the 2 teams left here in this final round. Competing for $10,000 first place prize money. More importantly, that championship title, a trophy.
Three ball in this side here. And hold the cue ball, looks like. All of Renee's balls are open right now, so cue ball control. Good shot. Rene
Pockets
is
the
a skill level
3.
6, so she doesn't
Right.
definitely has the capability here and the talent to run out.
Talked to her a little bit before the match, and she was telling me what a family affair it is for them and their players. I know Rene plays 4 nights a week. Her son plays. Most of their team have players or family members that also play. And also, first time here in Vegas for a lot of them at the tournament, that is. So they're getting the most out of their experience the first time around, making it all the way to the final round.
You know, it's funny. We just finished our summer session at home, and I think, you know, most of the leagues either just finished or about to finish that session. What I find is teams that come in the summer have 3 sessions to kind of feel it out, because it's very important that you do feel a bit like a family.
Sure.
That you get, you know, people that you click with, so you don't feel like 2 people on your team are mad because you shot the wrong ball or whatever, but that you all just support each other. Go out and have a good time and play the game. And you need to carry that on when you go to the tournaments, too. You can't feel like your team is mad at you. She held on. You know, if you make a mistake,
Sure.
because nobody on that team is going to be perfect. Everybody here is an amateur.
Yeah, and that's something I heard from both these teams before the matches, that they felt very good about their team's dynamic. And that is important, not just for what happens on the table, but when you get to Vegas and there are lots of distractions.
Yeah.
There is the casino and
Good
the drinking and the
Right,
partying
exactly.
and the late nights. And, you know, you have to stay focused somewhat to, you know, to give your best here at the table. So, again, that kind of plays into having a good team dynamic.
I think she's going to go ahead and play a safety here. She didn't get a very good shot. Just lob the cue ball down and leave it at the end table there. There you go. Not going to leave much. Doesn't want to hit it too firm. That was a little firm.
It's
Still
interesting.
okay.
Through these first 2.5 games, I don't know that we've seen any timeout now from the Apocalyptics. Janine's kind of just been out there doing her thing, right? They haven't.
And some players, I mean, I say this to everybody that I talk to, just because you have a timeout doesn't mean you need to take it.
Sure.
It can actually stop a player's rhythm. So even if you're skill level 3 or 4, it may not come up in the game where you really need a timeout.
Right.
But especially your 5s, your 6s, your 7s, if there's no reason to time out, sometimes it can actually throw you off. You know what you want to do, and then to have somebody else tells you maybe you should do the other, then you're going to not really be committed if you don't agree with that call. So I guess she feels confident so far, at least, to do what she wants to do.
Again, the current score is 2-0 in favor of Rene Hayes. Rene needs 5 games to Janine's 4. Renee's team also leading by a score of 3-0. That due to the victory by Caitlin Harris in the first match.
Carol asked about who's going to give a timeout. Well, for instance,
Well,
Janine is a skill level 5,
yeah,
and they have a 6 on the team that could come up and discuss.
And they also have their team captain, Darlene. You know, and sometimes timeouts aren't necessarily about the next ball to hit. Sometimes they're more mental, regroup, take a second.
Absolutely. And you know, I've seen a 7 ask for a timeout and have a 5 come up and just talk to him. And sometimes just because you're a 7, you're not a machine.
Sure.
And sometimes, like you said, it can be, come on, buddy, you know, help me out here. I feel like I can't even breathe because I'm, you know, or what do you think? And just to talk, sometimes it's just good to talk about it. So
maybe just get them to chuckle a little bit to kind of break up the tension or whatever necessary. But again, this is...
No, I was talking about, like, if you don't want one, like Janine doesn't seem like she wants one, then don't bother her.
Right.
Because that could actually throw her off in what she's trying to do. So everybody's got their own thing.
Folks asking about the cost of Mini Mania. So Mini Mania is the smaller tournaments that we run nearly round the clock here. I think it's like 20 hours a day. They stop it at some point so they can clean up the room, but the prices on those tournaments, they do vary. The formats and things vary, so you'll want to refer to the program guide to kind of see what's available there. Of course, Mini Mania is always popular, virtually always full. One of the kind of the nice aspects of being an APA member is the opportunity to come out here and participate in Mini Mania, even if you haven't qualified on a team. You can come here and play on the grand stage with the 300 some odd tables we have out here, and you know, we have a lot of players that come out strictly for the Mini Mania.
Oh, a lot. A lot of players support to go out with their friends, have a good time, and play Mini Mania. So that room is always packed. Always.
Always packed and always a little bit wilder, I would say, than the main tournament, where it's a little more subdued and quiet. Mini Mania, I've stories that we can't share here that have come out of the Mini Mania room sometimes. So.
And then again, those are 100% payback. It's
sure.
Just
yeah, goes to the top 25% of the field. So whatever the entry is, all comes back out. A nice shout out to Steve and Becky, who are behind the scenes producing the streaming broadcast, along with a couple others. We got Josh Fletcher and Kevin Hinkebine. We got Greg Fletcher running around somewhere. So it takes a number of people to bring you the streaming coverage. Ava, Jonathan Hensley wants you to play in the League Operator Minis. Do they let you play in the League Operator Mini tournament? Or are you forbidden from that? I'm guessing you're forbidden.
I don't know how you guys do that, because I've had... Oh, wow, that would have been a disaster. Again, that would obviously have been a loss of that rack if she would have scratched, shooting at the 8. So Rene is at the table with ball in hand, but she still has to get through these 5 balls. I don't know. You know, I have a hard time with the because I don't know about the other league operators, but I have about 6 or 8 or 10 of my players wanting to play.
They all want to play.
So how do I pick who to play with if I do have the opportunity to play, which I don't know that I do?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you do not have the opportunity to play in minis.
Okay. No. Oh, okay.
Based on your professional status, Hall of Fame credentials, magazine covers, trophies, prize payouts, and all of the other career accomplishments of the striking Viking, Ava Matai Lawrence.
All right. Well, then I don't have to worry about who to who to play with and who not to play with.
All right, Rene.
I'm just here to root for everybody.
There you go.
See if Rene can run out here and really take a firm hold of this second match. Janine needs to get in here to make something happen.
Of course, somebody commenting they have an ex-pro in their league, and it's always kind of an interesting conversation when it comes to what is actually the definition of a pro, because you know, it's a lot of times it's easy to go play in a tournament that includes pros. It doesn't necessarily make you a pro. So typically with APA, and we look at things on a case-by-case basis, but you know, it's does this person make their living from playing pool? What kind of results is this person having in the tournaments that they're playing in? So in Ava's case, we can look at, again, her Hall of Fame credentials and participation in pro events over the, I won't say how long. And we could pretty much say, yeah, she's probably not eligible.
Own it by now.
You know, a player that has played in some pro events and, you know, fancied themselves a pro. Again, it's kind of a case-by-case basis in terms of looking at that.
But I do like how the APA National Office does it, where you involve the league operator and maybe reach out to other league operators, discuss it in-house, and really start doing some research and seeing.
They take it very seriously in making that decision. So Rene,
especially because there's a lot of money to be made in the APA, especially in the singles, where you know you can go in that same thing here. You can win 15,000 in singles. You can fit 25,000 in 8-ball teams here. So there's money to be won. So I'm sure there's a few that try to sneak through.
Sure.
But I think we've done a really good job.
Well, I talked to Skylar Woodward last night. He's literally one of the best young players in America, and at one time was playing APA. And we finally had to say, it's time for you to move on. And at the time, he said, "What do you mean?" And we kind of laughed last night about it, because I said, you know, you're going to make your, third Mosconi Cup in a row. And I think we were right on that decision.
If she plays with this with low, she's in trouble. She could scratch here. Oh, she tried to draw it. All right.
Janine.
Time
Cornelius
for Janine
with an opportunity.
Shake it loose a little bit here and try to fire this ball in. If she makes it, she stands no risk of scratching. The only way she could scratch it if she hit it way too thick and the cue ball came down in the corner where she's at now. But if she makes it, the cue ball, center ball. Nice shot.
Nice shot on the 8 from Janine. And suddenly, folks, she's right back in this thing, trailing by only 1 game. However, again, and we talked about this, because of the skill level differential, she needs only 3 games. Rene still needs 3 games, so we are essentially deadlocked even here. Again, if Rene, who is currently racking, is able to win this second match, her team would be the champions. Janine, who's preparing to break, trying to get this match trying to get this overall match into the 3rd individual match to give her team a chance. Fails to pocket anything on the break there.
Pretty wide open table that Renee's walking into here. She's going to take her time to really look. Normally you look for where the troubles are, obviously, and you pick the other side if you can, but there are no major troubles here anywhere that I can see. The only thing I can see is that 4 balls blocking the 9. So she doesn't want to have to deal with that.
Rene can't get that 3 ball to drop there in the corner. See a little frustration as she makes a fist after the miss. Haven't seen a lot of mistakes from Rene, but there's one there.
She
Put
got
Janine
away
back
with
at the
one, though.
table.
Yeah, there's nothing really for Janine to shoot at here.
Again, Janine, part of the Apocalyptics team from Chicago. Really a hotbed of pool here in the United States. Hotbed for APA leagues. We have several different leagues there in the Chicago area.
It's not bad. It looks like the only shot that Rene has here is the 4-ball. So the one good thing for Janine is that unless Rene runs out, at least she got that 4 out of the way to clear the pocket for Janine. I do see that a lot, is making sure to make that ball and then kind of sort of forgetting about the next one. It's so big, especially these 5s and 6s, is really try, even if it doesn't work out, really have an idea what you want to do with the cue ball. I wonder if she's going to try to make this off the 10. I think she was trying to glance it off the 10 ball into the corner. Just barely missed it.
You said Coastal Carolina APA just finished up summer session. Is that right?
Just
you haven't started your fall
out.
yet?
No, we have our playoffs here coming up next week, so.
Busy time of year for our league operators around the country. Most, like Ava mentioned, most have concluded their summer session or are wrapping it up and starting those big fall sessions. A lot of folks that maybe took off in the summer, especially in the cooler climates that take off in the summer, start to come back in the fall. So busy time of year for our league operators. Of course, a lot of them out here at the championships helping us run this event, which we certainly appreciate. It takes a lot of folks to put on the World Championships, league operators. We get a lot of league players that come out and work as referees, which I think has got to be one of the toughest jobs to come out here and have that kind of pressure.
Talk about thankless.
Yeah.
I have one of our players, Chris Reiser. He's here volunteering and working as a referee, loving it. And I think I keep getting the CompuSport updates, on my phone, and I think it's Chris Reiser won, Chris Reiser lost, Chris Reiser has an update. It's him and some of the other players on from our area. So I keep, I get the automatic updates, and they're playing a lot of mini manias,
And I'm glad you mentioned CompuSport too, because we get a lot of emails from folks saying, how do I keep up with my team that I'm following and that kind of thing. You can go to our website, poolplayers.com. You go to the World Championship coverage. You'll see CompuSport there. You can actually download the app to your phone. Makes it real easy to follow teams and players in particular that you want to keep up with throughout the event. So good information to know as we move into our largest event, which starts tomorrow. That's the 8-ball championship, which features 700 and some odd teams. So
Janine is in one of those situations here. She's come down to what didn't look like it much in the very early goings, but there was an issue with that 8 unless balls were moved. So she's going to probably try to knock this 9 ball. As long as she hits the top part of the 9, though, she should have a shot at the 6 next. That'll work too. Perfect. She had to do something there, but I think she missed going into them. She still got a shot. She wanted to do. She went into the 9 and just nudged it, then she could have opened the pocket there for the 8. She still has some work to do to be able to get a shot on the 8 ball. I don't quite understand that shot.
Fires the 6 into the side pocket.
Well, she opened up the pocket, but what good was that when she got behind the edge? She got no shot on the 5. Needed to be a little bit more patient there and figure a place to get on the 8 where she could have actually gone into the next ball. We'll see what she's going to do. By the way, I like her shirt too, the Angel shirt.
Yeah.
You see in the back of
Yeah.
that?
Kind of a play off the Charlie's Angels, I'm guessing. Hensley's Angels, again, we mentioned that's their league operator, Jonathan Hensley. Who's one of a handful of league operators we have in the Kansas City area. Ooh.
Ouch.
Bring Janine back to the table.
Well, we're ball in hand here. Everything is pretty open. Again, the one thing you want to do in straight pool in 8-ball, since you can choose what ball to play on if you have several on the table, is shoot the balls in sections. So if she's going to go up here, then make sure to get these 3 out of the way, and then the best way possible to get down table, which would not be with the 9. So if she's going to shoot this ball here, she wants to get across the table for the 9 and use the 10 to get down for the 15. I would shoot the other 2 first, for sure. Get those 2 out of the way, then you have 3 pretty easy shots down here, and all you have to do is get on the 8 from there.
And now we're seeing your first timeout for Janine. This is
Pia
Pia Yang, skill level 6 of the Apocalyptics, coming out to help talk this over with Janine. Very quick timeout.
And that is what she said. All right, just make sure she stays between the 5 and the 8 here. Nice, soft little shot. All right, that'll work too. Got to get that 15 out of there, though. It's not something you want to leave. And the reason why she should take the 15 too is because even if she were to hang it up, she's not going to leave any kind of a shot on the 5. There you go. And remember, it's cue ball foul only. The championship here. Uh-oh. All right, not your dream situation, but easy safety. Use the 9 and just tap it into it. And hit the 10 ball, or 12 even better. She'll be snookered behind the 8. That'll work. Good kick shot there.
Very nice.
By Rene. All right, Janine. Clock's running out. You need to run these 4 balls right here. And this could really turn this match around, not just in points, obviously, but also kind of momentum a little bit if Janine can take this and tie it up 2-2.
I think I have deciphered the crooked 1 comments.
The crooked 1?
Yeah. It's the scorecard is crooked when you see it. We're not on the screen here, but
oh,
I kept looking for a crooked 1.
Me
and
too. The
I finally found the crooked 1.
Is the 1 ball crooked? What are you
there
talking about?
It is, the crooked 1. That's driving some of our viewers crazy. We'll get that fixed at the conclusion of this, one way or another. Yeah, the crooked 1.
Well, Janine's plan is to take care of that for
yeah,
you
hopefully
right
we'll
about
be
now.
flipping that to a 2 here momentarily. We'll see.
All right. Slight draw here to get up, play the 8 in the side, or you can just punch it out a little bit, play the 8 in the corner. I would want to draw it up about 6 inches to a foot. There you go.
Pockets the 9, marks her pocket.
All right, that's corner shot is a backup shot.
I haven't quite figured out what that pocket marker is that she's got. Is that it almost looks like a
little piece of paper.
Coin inside of a piece of plastic or something. I don't know if that's the pocket marker that we give out when they get here, or
I don't know. Sometimes it's just a piece of paper that somebody has written, literally written little,
Right.
you know,
Oh, yeah,
go get 'em,
nice,
or
yeah.
somebody said to you a good luck thing. No, that's no good there.
Doesn't go.
But check that out. Backup plan. Oh, no. That's
Foul.
ball in hand right there. Nothing hit a rail after contact, so ball in hand. That's a nerve kind of shot right there.
She's got ball in hand on the 8. She's going to go ahead and leave her pocket marked. Take her shot at the 8 ball. And she is
Tied
now
ball game.
tied it up 2-2.
She's actually ahead in this match.
Needs just 2 more games, whereas Rene Hayes still needing 3. So this is quite an even match here so far, Ava. Started off with Rene Hayes up 2-0. Janine has battled back. Rene will prepare the break. Janine's going to take a quick drink, grab her cue, chalk it up, and prepare to break this 5th rack here. 2nd match here at the Ladies 8-Ball Championship, live here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, all part of the APA World Pool Championships, which began last Thursday and will continue until next Saturday. We crown our champions in the 8-ball division. Janine again fails to pocket a ball in the break. The table remains open. Janine did in fact fix the crooked one by flipping it to a 2, although
Still a hair
still a
off,
little
isn't
crooked.
it?
Now
Yeah.
I'm a little having some OCD about it, so.
All right, we'll shoot that. Start out with the 13 in the corner. Just let the cue ball go a little bit there. It's found its way all the way through all those balls, and she is stuck behind the 4. All she has to be able to do here, I think, is kick at the 10 ball. All right, no foul. You can see how much faster Janine is moving in general. I mean, the fact that she got a couple of games here, you notice that even the last rack, just getting on the scoreboard,
Yep.
she has kind of loosened up a little bit from the first rack.
We mentioned quite a few of the different things going on here at the championships, aside from the tournament play. You've got the fan favorites. You got, of course, vendors from all over the country. I mean, there is literally nothing pool-related that you cannot get here this week. If there is, I'd be shocked.
I don't even know if there was any room for any more vendors. I mean,
It's packed,
It is
yeah.
packed. Every space that you can think of, pool-related, non-pool related. This poor guy out here, he was busy there for a while, but every time I've walked by, he's tried to get me to buy a phone battery kind of attachment to the back of my cell phone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of non-billiard related. It's like anything you can think of, it's here.
Right.
But especially, like you said, pool-related T-shirts
It's
and
unbelievable.
hats and cues, and yeah, it's great. I had one of the players in our area was saying that was probably their favorite thing about coming out here is just going from booth to booth.
Doing the shopping, yeah. There's so
Some
much
good
to
deals,
see and
too.
do here at the World Championships. Of course, we mentioned the pool parties, 2 pool parties. Next one will be Thursday evening. I love the venue here at the Westgate for the pool parties, too. The view is exceptional of the Strip, and usually get a nice sunset. And just usually a really nice evening. So lots of folks joining us last night at the pool party.
Did you get in the water?
Didn't get in the water, no.
Chicken?
I was working. Been a long time since I've been in the pool at a pool party. It did look quite appealing, though, because it's, of course, hot in Vegas this time of year.
You think?
Well, it's, you know,
It's a little balmy.
it's not as hot as we've seen it. I mean, I haven't been outside since last night, but I think it's probably in the low hundreds, which actually is not terrible for Vegas this time of year. That's when it gets up in the 115 range that it's
Well,
a little
unbearable.
more challenging, yeah. And you can call it a dry heat all you want. It doesn't matter. I don't know who made that up, but some PR person in Las Vegas made that up. I guarantee it. We'll call it a dry heat. People won't think it's as bad. Hello from Ireland. I like that. Rooting on the Hensley's Angels. Curious where folks are tuning in from. If you want to comment and let us know where you're taking in the action from. You've piqued our interest, our comment from Ireland.
All right, the main issue that Janine is going to have with this table is that 3-ball, or if it's the 3-ball. 2, 4, 7, 6, no problem. 8 is obviously going to be an issue. There's only one pocket the 8-ball goes in. I like the body English. She's fine with everything she's got.
Got folks from Missouri, Louisiana, North Carolina, and then Amy Pryor says from across the room, hi. Hi, Amy, wherever you are.
Does Amy know that she's here? She can watch it live
It's
too,
always
and on the
interesting that
screen?
folks do watch the stream, even though they're here in the room. We have the screens above the
Yeah, but it's kind of fun because you can comment.
Well, they
on
want
it
to
and see
listen to
comments.
us, right? Maybe they want to hear us.
That's what it is. I forgot. All right.
Lots of folks from Missouri, as to be expected with a team from Missouri in the finals. I saw somebody from Alaska tuning in. Of course, leagues in virtually every state. I think there's 2 states where we don't have leagues. Maybe North Dakota and Utah. Those would be my guess.
That's not a bad guess. Utah, good guess.
Now,
there.
at one point, we had some teams there in Salt Lake City, but I'm not sure that we currently do. But 48 states, APA leagues. Of course, 3 countries. United States, Canada, Japan. I just happened to run into our league operator from Japan. He had a team still playing in the 9-ball event. I was talking to Kevin Hinkebine, our franchise development manager. He said he's been having talks with folks from India, potentially adding that to our international leagues. I know he always gets a lot of interest from some of the international community on what it takes to bring APA there. So if that's something you're interested in and becoming a league operator, of course, you can reach out to us through our website, poolplayers.com.
Well, not everybody can be a pro, but I think especially if you travel or if especially people who are like in the military or travel around a lot or you go on vacation, whatever it is. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. Ouch, that's a scratch. You have your skill level. You have your handicap.
Right.
So, if you're playing in a local APA tournament or you find a cash tournament, if you're playing singles boards, whatever it is, you carry that with you and you can pretty much go anywhere, which is a treat to be able to do that instead of having somebody say, I think you hit a couple balls. I think you're going to be whatever.
Well, plus you get tied into kind of an instant community when you go somewhere else or you move somewhere else. You move to a new city, you don't know anybody. It's not the easiest thing to meet people. Well, if you've been in the APA, you can continue in the APA. And
exactly. Somebody commented on a fast table, and it is a fast table. You have to remember that nobody's really played on this table until just now, till today. This is
Right.
the first match anybody has played, so you got a brand new cloth, new balls, everything else. By the time our fifth event, the 8-ball
Slows down a little bit.
final should be, it'll have slowed down a little bit, but the first couple of days that you play on a table, it's going to be lightning fast.
Yeah, in
and
fact,
these lights make it even faster.
They make so the semifinal round, which took place before this, obviously played here in the championship arena, but there are 2 other tables in the room that they have the teams play on, and then they play the final on this table. So both of these teams kind of feeling out the table or adjusting to it at this point in the match. Again, Rene Hayes at the table for Hensley's Angels. Her team up 3-0. Thanks to Caitlin Harris, who won that first match, shut out her opponent.
All right, touchy little shot on the 15 here. I had to hit this firm enough to get a shot on the 10 after that. Nice shot, and she did. It's got to bounce though. She's going to get a shot on the 10 in the corner. She's smiling. Not really what she had planned, but that's all right.
We love commenters.
All right.
Keyboard Cowboys.
You bet. Let's see what we can do here. It's good. I like that. Keyboard Cowboys. Here we go. 10-ball. Corner. This tough shot. Not easy to get position either because of the 4 being, it has to go in the same pocket as the 8-ball, as the 10. Really taking her time now. Oh my. She tried cutting in the opposite corner. Holy smokes. She failed to do it. She actually overcut it, which was not easy to do. She did make one of Janine's balls, so Janine's gonna have to play smart here because she's got not an easy shot on the 6. And if she doesn't make it, she ought to leave a shot for Rene. So she might want to drift the cue ball over to this side of the table. That might have done it right there. I think that did it. Nice save.
Rene trying to figure out how she's going to navigate her way to that 10 ball.
Looks like she's going to try to go 1 rail. I would prefer to go 2 cushions here, but that side pocket is kind of in the way, it looks like. So she may be forced to go 1 rail. You got to be real careful of hitting the left side from our point of view and scratching in the corner, though. She's going to look at going 2 rails here instead. She's going to have to go either 2 or 3 rails. There's no way to go 1. Well.
So she'll give ball in hand to Janine.
Janine certainly should start with the 6. You always want to look for the ball that is potentially in the most troublesome spot, which she is. See what she chooses to do for position here. 7 does go by the 10.
The 6 ball drops in the corner.
Ooh, she let go of the cue ball, though. She made that tougher on herself than she needed to.
Some folks asking
Good
about
shot.
where various teams have finished in this event. Again, you can use the CompuSport app or website. You can go to poolplayers.com and link to CompuSport, look up the tournament, look up the team that you're trying to follow and see how they did or see how they are doing in this event. You can actually download the app to your phone and set up notifications to follow teams, that kind of thing. So try to make it real easy to stick up or stay up with your favorite team here in the World Championships.
Looks like she might be able to play the 8 ball here in the same corner as the 7.
Nice shot there.
Just barely by the
7.
10, and she can. Just going to mark the pocket right here. It does go by the 10. It's kind of difficult. This is the one angle. It's hard for us to really see either live or on the screen to see if it goes or not, but it clearly does. So this is it. This is to tie it up, and not only that, but this is to
Well, it put her on the hill.
yeah, exactly. But what you can't see that there is the Angels are up 3-0 from the first game.
Can't get it to
boy.
go.
So Janine needs to win not just this game, but this match, or a match will be over. 5 being the magic number. They already have 3 points, the Angels do. And if they can get 2 points more, then that will be it. Janine wins this, it's a new ball game.
David, we're glad you're enjoying the broadcast down there in Temple, Texas. Appreciate the comment. Of course, it takes quite a few people to pull off this broadcast, some that are behind the scenes, some that aren't even here but have contributed to the setup and getting all this going. So we're happy to be able to bring this to you guys. Give you a little piece of the World Championships if you're not fortunate enough to be here. And if you're not here, there's still time. It's Sunday. We got a week. Get out here. We got like 100 hours of Mini Mania still to be played, or 120 hours. Come on out. We got a pool party still going on. It's
time somebody
we're
tables.
just
How
kind
many
of getting in the
tables do we
swing
have
of
for the
things.
Mini Mania?
Offhand, I don't know, but more than I could count on
It looks like a
my
sea of table
hands
in
and
that
toes
room.
and your hands and toes.
So this is obviously devastating for Rene. The only thing that she's got going for her is Janine is jacked up over the 10. And that makes the shot that a lot more difficult.
Somebody asking about the overhead camera shot. I think we may be having some trouble with that particular camera, as Steve shakes his head yes. So we have what we would refer to as technical
Nice
difficulties as Janine Cornelius.
And Janine is on the hill.
And she's on a run. She's got some momentum now.
She was down 2-0. She's come back and taken the lead
Storming
now
back
3-2.
Now on the hill would be a big victory for her and her teammates, trying to get to that decisive third match. Let me see. I believe that's Patricia Smith at the table, just kind of talking to Rene, trying to boost her confidence a little bit, trying to get her to relax. Again, everything was kind of going in the way of Hensley's Angels between that first match victory and the early lead for Rene, but things have, the tides have turned, if you will. Janine Cornelius has responded quite well to the pressure.
It's never over till it's over. I say that all the time. I've gone through it in my career so many times that I've felt comfortable and then gotten beat, or where I felt like I was out of it and then come back and won. You cannot ever take yourself out of it. I mean, it's only 5 is the magic number. If you get 5 points, you you win. Well,
Right.
the other team was down 3-0, and it looked like Rene was going to walk away with it, being up 2-0 in this match. And all of a sudden, Janine has turned it around here. So far from over.
Still has yet to make a ball on the break for Janine.
Janine doesn't hit the balls hard on the break, but I love the way she stays down with it. A lot of players kind of jump up in the air, and you lose a lot of power and a lot of focus when you do that.
She did get a ball on the break. My mistake.
She has the stripes. Oh, she had the solids. My bad. Sorry. And tomorrow is the 9-ball finals.
9-ball finals, 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. for you on the folks on the East Coast tuning in. Again, that'll be the 9-ball championship. Should be a very exciting match. Winner of that match will take home $15,000.
That's obviously the regular co-ed 8-person
guys and gals.
Team.
Yeah.
5 play instead of 3 like today.
Rene pockets the 9-ball. There in the corner.
I'm going to go for the combo here in the 13. She's got a great opportunity, it looks like, here to make the 11 and break out that 8-ball at the same time. That would be the perfect solution right here. And then she only has the 12 and 15 left with the 8. All right. And a 14's hanging in the pocket, so let's see if she can keep her head steady here. She has picked up the tempo a little bit more too now. I realize you're not going to just steal this match from me.
Payout for this particular final is $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to the runner-up. Some questions about that.
Another good shot.
Here you can see kind of the payout chart. The 2 teams that walked away in 3rd place this morning each took home $2,800.
This would be a pretty strong run out here if she gets all the way.
Again, some folks asking about what teams and states and results of who's left in the event. You can go to CompuSport, get a look on who's still left in the tournament. In the 9-ball event, of course, we've got the 8-ball championship starting tomorrow. You can follow your favorite teams.
I think I would go rail first here and have the cue ball come up side rail. Oh, don't do that. After that nice run out,
Oh.
yep. She just hit it a little too thin there. All right, we'll see what Janine can do here. Ball in hand, not one ball tied up. This is just trying to play a smart pattern.
And she is on the hill. This would give her the match if she can win this next game and run these balls out, which would be huge for her teammates on the Apocalyptics.
Okay, this would be the last ball I would leave before the 8. Take these balls down here instead, but as long as she can get good position here, keep it close. Yeah, see, now she's left herself a long shot. Good thing about leaving a ball like that on the other side of the table is because you almost can't fail Unless you got dead straight in on that 3-ball later on, you can't fail getting on the 8 at that point. So you get those balls like I was talking about in clusters down there and then deal with that one.
Right.
All right, she has left a shot on the 8. I don't know if she can squeeze by the 4 enough to cut it in the corner, or if she has to try a bank shot here on the 8. It looks like she can. Maybe play with a little bit of left spin, maybe to hold the 8 out. We'll see where she's going to mark it. I think she can make it. Yeah, she can.
She's going to go for it here. Of course, thank you, Jim Cavender, for the nice comment. Always appreciated. He says we're doing great. I know you're looking for the comment.
Well, if Jim says that, then we know we've done something right, I guess, right? Hi, Jim. Oh, nice shot.
Beautiful
nice
shot. Beautiful shot by Rene Hayes.
Cheated the pocket just enough to get by that 4. Fantastic.
And she has
There we
now
go.
picked up her 3rd game, still needing 2 for the win. Janine needing just 1. Rene getting some love from her teammates. Kind of a nice moment there.
What was fun for these guys is that it's a good payday for either side.
Sure, sure, yeah. I mean,
So
one way or another, they're going
gonna
home with a nice amount of cash. But again, as we always see, you want that final win.
You definitely do.
You
It's
want
not
that
just
trophy.
the money. It's
yeah.
the money you'll spend.
I would say most of them would say it's
quickly,
it's the trophy. It's
of
that,
course.
It's having that championship attached to your name.
Yeah, it makes for a lot more fun. Fun story with your grandkids and stuff that we won the world championship.
Right. Long after the money's been spent.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with Aurora. She says exciting match. Always fun to watch matches that aren't dominated by one person. Kind of a nice showing by both of these teams here in this particular match.
Bit of a messier table here than last time. Last time, both players had chances of running out. This is kind of one of those where take what you can get and then play smart from there. I've always had a hard time to have the patience for 8-ball. It's never been my strength.
Yeah.
I want to shoot,
Right.
9-ball is a little bit more offensive, but I love this game because, and I've never played it because in the Pro Tour, we've never played 8-ball.
Right.
So I've never really focused on 8-ball as much as I have since I became a league operator, and now I just admire the little moves. And they're different if you play on a 9-foot table versus a 7-foot table. The moves are different.
Right.
Because of all the congestion there is on the smaller table.
Less real estate, yeah.
Still the same amount of balls, the same size balls on the table. So obviously a lot more congestion.
I had a chance a couple weeks ago to see my first Chinese 8-ball table.
Oh,
you
yeah.
played Chinese 8-ball?
I've seen it.
Holy cow.
Yeah. They're tough. They are tough.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
At least the tables I saw were beautiful. But man, I don't know if I'd ever pocket a ball on one
You
of
look
those.
at the pocket and you go, are you sure this is bigger than
It's unbelievable.
It's actually larger than the ball itself. It's the same thing with snooker. Those pockets are really tight. And this particular table, the pockets seem bigger than they are because the cloth being brand new, it slides more.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hit the cushion, it's going to want to slide in more than when you have a worn cloth a little bit. And again, this is our very first time this table has been played on.
Right, at this event, right.
And again, we're in Vegas. And when there's a lot of humidity in the room, the cushions that's made of rubber, they will bounce shorter. But when it's this dry in there, they will actually slide a little bit more. So.
Right, Vegas notoriously dry.
So you got to plan on that when you're shooting your shot. You know that. So play the ball in that side of the pocket, and you can do a little bit more with the cue ball because of that, because you have more of a range of what part of the pocket to play it in, which changes the line from the cue ball. So got a little deep there, but
question about coaching here.
Nice shot.
There is coaching allowed. Each of these players gets 1 timeout per rack. Janine Cornelius is the player on the hill here. Janine currently at the table.
Oh. Going to be ball in hand there for Rene.
Again, this match is for $10,000 first place prize money.
We'll see her what she's going to do. That 10 ball, I guess, will go. She obviously needs to break out the 14 here at some point if she's going to go for the run out. I'm not sure if she's going to gain anything by keep playing safe, because she has ball in hand right now. I like shooting the 9 ball in the corner and going into the balls and breaking them up that way.
Somebody asking about the payout. Yes, it is all cash. Lots of cash. Of course, we do give them the big check, right? Everybody likes the big check, but that is more for marketing purposes and kind of a nice little trophy to take home. We actually hand them cash before they leave here. So at the conclusion of this match, their prize money is distributed along with their trophies and all the other things that go with winning a championship.
Yeah, we're going to work on the overhead view for hopefully for the 9 ball tomorrow. It'll be worked out, but that's not something.
Yeah,
we just had an issue with it.
It's the camera is currently
it's there.
down. Yeah,
it's just not working right now.
Not working. So.
But we try to stay on time with starting this event, so there was no way for anybody to have a chance to fix it. Kind of hard to say to the players, yeah, I know you're supposed to play at 1, but we're going to make it 2 because we're trying to fix this. They don't care about the angle, the camera.
It's kind of an interesting dynamic between broadcasting and the elements of that and how it kind of fits into the tournament, because they there's a give and take on both ends.
Well, the number one thing, no matter what, is the tournament and the players, and making sure that everybody is, the other stuff, you'll have to wing it. You can't lose track of the fact that the tournament and the players are the number one. So, all right, this is going to be an interesting little battle right here. Janine, again, being on the hill. Rene just still needing 2. And this is what we're looking at. Even if they get this out, there's still 2 balls tied up there. And oh, no, Rene did that earlier, too. And
so
this
she makes contact but does not drive a ball to the rail after contact.
This could be a disaster. That 14 ball goes. So that means Rene has a chance here. If that 14 goes, and she can give herself an angle to come up for the 12 or the 12 ball, I believe it is, 10 or 12. And it could bring this to hill, and it'll be a 2-1. And I tell you what, this is huge. Because if Rene gets this game, that brings her to the hill.
Right.
That will get them 4 points. So it'll be 4-2, even if if Rene win it, even if Janine wins. So
Right.
that'll be 4-2. That means that the Angels only need to get 1 point. They need to get to
Correct.
the hill in the final third game.
Apocalyptics would need a shutout in that third game. So this
is a big rack.
Very big.
Win or lose for Rene, she really, really, really could contribute to the team right here. And
no
she
doubt
looks like
she knows
will
all about
too.
that.
Nice shot. And this to get on the hill. And again, if Rene, if she makes this and wins the next one, it's over. But just by winning this and with the point system we have,
she will assure herself 1 point.
Exactly.
Right?
Nicely done.
Big shot there by Rene. And folks, we are now tied up. Each player now needing 1 game, both on the hill, needing just 1 game to secure the match. If the next game is won by Rene, her and her team, the Hensley's Angels, will be the champions. Janine pulls out this next rack. We'll go to a third set or third match. But no doubt both of these teams knew the repercussions of that 8-ball falling and how it can potentially affect not just this particular matchup, but the third, like Ava mentioned. That's some good insight, Ava.
Oh, gee, thank you.
Good insight. I hadn't really thought that far ahead.
It's not your job.
No.
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, come to think of it, it is. All right, here we go. Talk about that moment you go, come on, 8-ball, go, please. Okay.
Dry break for Rene. Janine will have her chance at the table.
Let's see here. We got a full house here. It's amazing how many people are in here, and the big door is open where the crowd is walking by, and it's still, you can almost hear a pin drop, but other than the music.
Well, and one of the nice things they've done with the setup, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a screen facing out into the hall, so the people outside the room can actually look in and get a glimpse of what's going on. And really nice setup here by our tournament staff and getting this.
And don't forget, we still have a tournament going on in there. 9-ball is still trying to produce their finalists and semifinalists and finalists for tomorrow.
Yeah. I think there's a couple more 9-ball rounds today. I think there was a 2 o'clock round and a 7 o'clock round. I'm not sure if there was one after that, but we'll have 2 rounds of 9-ball tomorrow. Of course, the semifinals begin at, I believe, 10. The final round will be 3 p.m. and of course that will be the final round will be live streamed starting 3 p.m. tomorrow. That's 3 p.m. Pacific time. So mark your calendars. Come back and join us for that. Again, this is the first of 5 championship matches to be decided during the World Championships here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. We are on day 4 of this year's event. Action will continue until next Saturday. We crown our 8-ball champions. Of course, we still have the Masters Championship to get underway, the Jack and Jill Championship still to come. So still a lot of action and a lot of matches to be decided here in this year's event. But our focus now is here in the ladies' finals, where Rene Hayes is trying to guide her team to their first championship. Pockets the 3 in the corner.
Good shot. If that 1 ball goes, she's in a good spot here. I think it does go by the 9. A lot of balls left on the table for Rene, but not a lot of issues. She can just tap this and hopefully nudge that 7 enough to get a shot. And if not, she'll always have the 2 or the 1 down in the corner. She should be fine as long as she makes the 5.
Brian Ambrose asking if we miss the Riviera. I think in terms of
Nostalgically,
sentiment,
yeah.
absolutely. But in terms of facilities, the Westgate is most definitely superior.
Hands down.
But of course, a lot of us, a lot of great memories at the Riviera, and so of course we do miss it. But very happy to be here at the Westgate. And their fantastic staff here that ensures our players come out and have the experience of a lifetime. That's what we strive to achieve for our members, and that's, we can't do that without the Westgate and their team here. So the one does not go. Janine surveying the table here. Speaking of the Riv, a lot of folks know that I think it's been about 1 year now that the final tower came down. That was last year here at the championships. A lot of us went up and watched the implosion, watched it come down. And
Look, it's strange with all these old that have been there forever, old casinos.
yeah.
But it was time for the Riv to go. They would have to do a lot to bring that to its former glory. So
Yeah, I took a walk down there a couple days ago, and it's weird. It's like it was never there.
Yeah.
It's just it's a parking lot
Yeah.
now for the convention center, and if you didn't know that it had been there, you'd never know. I mean, it just
I did like the pool area, kind of being in the center,
the
right there in
courtyard
the middle
pool.
of everything. Yeah, that was kind of neat. The
See,
way it was built.
I really like the Westgate's pool because I like the view. At the Riviera, you were kind of boxed in with that
True.
courtyard. Here at the Westgate, you can see out to
See.
the Strip and the Big Shot Ferris wheel and some of the iconic casinos in the distance.
Nice shot and position up here for the 14. This has been a good match, I'm telling
hearing
you.
some applause from the Apocalyptics fans here in the stands. Well, both of these teams have kind of, like you mentioned earlier, their own rooting section.
Yeah.
Kind of segmented here in the room, so
Big.
one side will get loud while the other gets quiet.
Big shot here on the 14, and
She gets to go, and she is now on the 8. Trying to send this.
she has struggled a little bit with the angle on this shot before. She so far have seen her miss a few times with this kind of angle. She hits it too straight and misses on the right side. We'll see if she can fix it. She can't overcompensate for that because then she'll run into the 6.
I see Mrs. Bowman has now tuned in. Mrs. Bowman, of course, my
Hi,
wife,
Katie.
back home with the kids.
And we miss Katie here.
I do
'cause
miss her.
she's like
She's a
the
big
boss
part of
of all
APA,
this. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I know she misses coming out, but for the time being, home with our 3-year-old and our soon-to-be 1-year-old.
All right, let's see if she can
8
do it.
ball is in
And
the
she
pocket.
she did it. What a match, you guys.
Janine Cornelius of the Apocalyptics.
Brought it into a 3rd game.
Comes up clutch there in that second match. Her
And
team will move on to that 3rd match here. Now, one of the important things, and we mentioned this earlier, though, is because of the way that point split worked, Janine picks up 2 points there, but Rene Hayes, by getting to the hill, picked up a crucial point. So we're now at 4-2 going into this final match, which means for the Apocalyptics to have any chance to win here, they've got to get 3 points.
And now I'm going to bring it to another level.
Take it to another level.
And that is that Apocalyptics, they are allowed to, they can play a 4 now.
And we mentioned,
Where
yeah, you
Hensley's
mentioned that.
Angels, the most they can play a 3. 13 is the max number in the ladies for the 3 matches, and Hensley's Angels are already at 10, and they can are probably going to put up Lucy Kim, I would think, at this.
Yep, and we saw Lucy in the semifinal round. She's going to be
really
opposed
strong
by Patricia Smith. Both of these players played in that semifinal round, both recorded victories. So coming in with a lot of confidence. Buckle up, folks. This thing just got real interesting.
And like you said, it would have to be a 3-0 win by Lucy Kim of Apocalypse.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, there is no flash photography here in the championship arena. Again, we do not want to distract these players during this important match. Thank you.
Oh, switch sides.
We have Patricia and Lucy squaring off. Patricia will win the lag and have the break. So strategy paid off there in that second match, and we talked about it and how they paired up, but putting Janine up and allowing for them to get to that third match with a 4, but maybe the part that they didn't plan on was their opponent getting to the hill. So
Right. So now Lucy racking, she needs to get 3 games here to Lucy's 2. It's a 4 and a 3 playing, so it'll be a 3-2 race.
3-2 race, and again, really for the Angels, it's a 1-game race, right? They need just 1 victory.
Exactly.
And
that's true. That's true, isn't it?
1 game here for the Angels, and they will be your champions.
So it's a 2-1 race, really.
Essentially, yeah.
I'm nervous. I love it. We have our championships and our events at home, and I walk around like a nervous wreck. And just, you know, it's easier to play, even if you get nervous, than it is to watch. And you just feel everybody else's nerves, and just knowing what these guys go through. My heart's pounding. Here we go.
Oh, that's an interesting layout after the break. Kevin Hinkebine got a little camera time. He's even getting a shout out. So a lot of work to do there. Again, if you're just tuning in, we are now in the 3rd match, the Ladies 8-Ball Championship here in Las Vegas. Currently at the table, Lucy Kim of the team Apocalyptics. You're now seeing Patricia Smith at the table. Overall match score here is 4-2 in favor of Hensley's Angels, of which Patricia is a team member. So she needs just 1 game in this match to secure the victory for her teammates and herself. But Lucy Kim saying, I'm not having that. I know Lucy was at the table when her team won in the semifinal round. So certainly no stranger to pressure.
I mean, that's my favorite thing about playing with the point system, is every rack matters. It's not just win or lose, you know, the match, but every single rack could come down to
absolutely
actually have mattered at the very end. Because who'd have thought that we're going to end up being in this situation right here, where the Angels are really sweating it at this point, but from being down 3-0, I just think it makes it a lot more interesting that you can pick up a point even if you lose. So
can contribute to your team.
again, we'll point that out a few times in case, because I know people kind of come and go as they find this on the live stream. Situation is Lucy Kim is a skill level 4, as you can see. She does need 3 games, but Patricia, because of the point system, all she needs is 1 point.
Yeah,
Another 1 game. And she'll get that, you know, the way she gets that point is because if she wins one, she gets on the hill, and that gives her the 1 point, and that will bring the Angels to 5. And from there, they can't lose.
Yeah, win here would mathematically eliminate.
Exactly.
Is that the right terminology? The apocalypse sticks. So. Question on where these teams play out of. So the team Hensley's Angels, they're from Blue Springs, Missouri. They play out of the side pockets there. And the Apocalypse Sticks, they actually play out of a couple different places. They play out of Chris's Billiards there in Chicago, as well as a place called 10 Cat. So I'm going to shout out to some of their local establishments where they like to play. I don't know much about Chris's Billiards or 10 Cat, but what I know about side pockets, it wouldn't surprise me if there's some folks there tuning in to watch. Been in a few side pockets locations, always very nice, great food. Lucy Kim here at the table.
Both of these players look very calm and collected, very focused, both Lucy and Patricia.
Considering the circumstances, too,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
I mean, if you thought pressure was on in the first matchup, you get to the third match, and nerves got to be kicking in.
That's a good shot.
These are Valley tables that are being used here in the championship. All 300 and, I believe, 29 tables or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
Brought in by our friends at High Country Promotions. Talk about hard workers, man. Those guys around the clock servicing tables and fixing things. These tables get played on quite a bit over the course of 10 days, and tables need to be re-leveled at certain points, or rails need to be switched out at certain points, things of that nature. So they're here working pretty much around the clock with us to make sure the table conditions are where they should be. We appreciate all their hard work for sure.
Yeah, and it happens especially the first day or two before, because you know there's the carpeting and it's padded. So whenever you set the tables down, you have to several times go in and just adjust them a little bit. It can happen.
This is interesting. So they're saying Color of Money, which of course is really a billiard movie most are familiar with, Tom Cruise, Paul Newman, was filmed at Chris's Billiards in Chicago. So is that a place you know you've been to?
Chris's Billiards?
You been there?
Oh,
You know
absolutely.
that place?
I used
Okay.
to live about an hour and a half or a couple hours from Chicago and used to go
Okay.
quite a bit. And I was actually, it's going to really date me, but I was actually in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, we were
In the
at
Color
the
of Money?
pier, at the pier in the tournament scene. Yeah.
Really? Cool. I'll have to go back and check that out, see if I can
Just
spot
kind
you.
of starting out, and I was flashing around in the background there.
I love that movie. I love the
Yeah.
I love the scene where Vince is twirling his cue around in the pool room. You see that a lot in the matches you go to? A lot of cue twirling?
No, if I see any cue twirling, I throw them out.
I keep
no.
lobbying for us to recreate that scene.
And hurt somebody.
I want to recreate that scene with another player. I think that's a great scene.
Yeah.
Vince and with his Vince T-shirt.
I know it. And the song, it was great.
Werewolves in London.
Yep.
That's right. I think this was maybe the first time I ever heard that song. I still remember it.
All right, let's see here what Patricia can do. She got an opportunity here to get her one game. Didn't really get a position here on the one that's not going to go on the side. She can't get to the 4 at all, so I'll have to see what she's going to try here. There might be a way to get that one in the side pocket by the 14. It's going to be close. All right.
Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go.
You know what? I think she can make this 14 ball by going into the rail first and glancing off the 1 into the corner. Just don't want to hit it too softly. There you go, nice shot. But by hitting it that softly and then going into the 4, she's left herself nothing after that.
I'm just kind of marveling at the pressure that Lucy's got to be playing with here, knowing that there is no margin for error here.
Exactly. And I don't care if you're a 7, if playing a 3. I mean, 3 is very much allowed, obviously, with our handicap system to win a game. And all you need to do is one mistake. And the ball's lining up to where Patricia has a chance to run out. And it's not like, I mean, Lucy is a 4. She's not, you know, that much higher ranked than Patricia. So she's got a lot of pressure on her. And Patricia's got a chance here. That's one thing I noticed about 3s. They may not have the cue ball control that 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s do, but they can usually make some great shots.
Right.
You know,
pocket balls, just maybe positioning is an issue.
Great bank shots. They're usually great at bank shots, firing long shots in. And this is what she needed. She got lucky and got bumped into the 4, and it just so happened that it's almost straight in. So she can just roll this up. She'll have the 8 ball next, and this could be it.
2 very makeable shots here for Patricia. It all starts with the 4.
Oh, that was close.
Can't quite get to
nice
go.
Try.
And again, you're seeing skill levels 3 and 4 here, so not uncommon to see them miss a shot, especially when the stakes are as high as they are at this point.
I still like both of their body languages, though. A lot of times people look defeated before they even play, but they both look like they're all here. Nice shot. Here's a chance for Lucy to take the first one. Good speed on that shot. Come across. And there you go.
Lucy pockets the 8 ball in the corner. She's now on the board, needs 2 games. Again, she needs 2 games, and she needs to keep Patricia off the board. Ava, as we often see with the ladies' event, it's coming down to that last few games. Seems like these ladies' finals are always neck and neck all the way to the very end, which is nice. That's what you want.
Yes.
Again, if you're just now tuning in, you're watching live final round coverage of the Ladies 8-Ball Championship. Began here on Thursday with 256 teams. Down to the last 2 teams and the last 2 players from those teams. Duking it out for $10,000.
All right, good break. wide open. Nice spread on the balls there, but nothing went, so. See, everything is open. Just pick them off one at a time. Again, you don't want to disturb the balls too much, but it is cue ball foul only, so you don't have to worry about the object balls as much. She doesn't really want to play that 9 ball right now because it's blocking the pocket for the 8 and the 2, but I don't think she has a choice. There's nothing else to play, so. All right. Couple of options here. 10 or 13.
A lot of our commenters enjoying the drama of this final match. And we're happy to be able to bring it to you. A question about if this is the deciding game. This would be the deciding game if Patricia wins this game. If Lucy wins this game, we will go to a third and final game.
All right, and unless she can make the the 14 will go. It's a bit of a tough cut, but the 14 will go into the corner pocket.
Except for the house music in here, I think you can hear a pin drop. You always know when you're towards the end of a match. Everybody gets very quiet. The side conversations cease, and everybody's just kind of waiting on the final outcome here now. Lucy wants to be very deliberate again, understanding exactly what she's up against here.
Well, she does have a lot of her balls left on the table, the solids. But it's kind of a mess there in the right-hand corner with the 2 stripes kind of messing things down up a little bit. So she's trying to make a bit of a plan where to go first. Going to shoot the 3 ball down in the corner. That's a good shot. She's got the 5 next if she wants, in the side or in the corner.
Makes the 5 in the corner.
And you know what? I think she just got automatically on the combination 4-7. That was a nice little surprise.
Nice shot.
Good shot there. Still has some work to do with where that 4 ball is.
Yeah, it looks like the 14 in the mix there, and the 13 kind of.
I like most about these 2 players. They're both pretty young, and they're playing fearless. You know, they're not questioning themselves. They just kind of move around the table, shoot, go sit down. So far, neither one of them look like the pressure has gotten to them at all.
Lucy sends the 2 ball down the far corner.
She's got a combo on the 1 at best here. She may want to look into playing a defensive shot, although there's not a lot of good options there either.
I've always struggled a lot with combination shots. What's the key to getting that second ball?
You know, the key is to not shoot them
Right,
unless
yeah.
they're makeable or it's the only thing you have. Because instead of having a whole pocket to shoot at, you got one little dot on the
Yeah.
ball. Nice shot.
Boy, she does it nicely there,
yeah,
though.
she had a good angle there where you can actually judge it. But I aim the ball that you're hitting at as if there was no ball there. I aim it and then find the line on the table to shoot it at.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, you got to give it due respect. It's not as easy as it seems it
Sure,
should be. So.
yeah.
It's the same thing with bank shots. So many elements go into shooting a bank shot. Here goes the 4.
Lucy is now on the 6. She's going to have a chance to put this thing in a hill.
But I noticed that I watched some of the, she was playing the final match of the semis, I believe. And one thing I like about Lucy, there's no facial expression. If you end up getting perfect or not where she wanted to, she doesn't shake her head or no faces, no funny faces or anything like that.
Right.
She's just all business and then sit down.
And that might, I don't know, Ava, what do you think here? That 6 might loom large.
Well, let's see
The
what
11
Patricia's
might
gonna
be the
take her.
issue.
Yeah, she's going to take her time out here.
Her team captain, Rene Hayes, going to come over and give her a little direction. Interesting. Again, no coach or anything. Of course, when you call a timeout, your opponent also has the option to have a few words with their teammates, but
Everybody's
they're going to let
different
Lucy
there.
do her thing.
Yeah, Lucy
Seems
may
to be
be one of
working
those
so
players
far.
that says, "Don't talk to me when I'm playing."
Yeah.
You know. Very little defensive shots here. It's funny how each match has its own thing. The very first one we had, we had two 4s playing, and then we had a 5 and a 6, and the table was kind of messed up. So far, this match, the table has broken up. There's been very little situations with balls tied up.
Right.
So very few safeties needed. So the balls have been open for these two players to kind of pick off.
And she can't pocket the 14 there. Leaves Lucy just behind the 6 ball.
It's a difficult angle to read here. Anytime the balls are close together, the cue ball and the object ball, where you can't, once you get down, you can't really see where you're hitting. You really have to trust it and go over here, look, and then find it. And it's also more difficult to play kind of position on it unless you can hit with some low right.
And she's going to call
Hold the cue ball.
timeout. Pia Yang, the Apocalypse Sticks, comes out to talk it over with Lucy, try to help her with that angle there, knowing how important this shot is.
Okay, she's kind of pointing at the direction she wants her to shoot. Oh, nice
Gets
shot.
the 6 to go.
That was a timeout well taken there.
Good coach, good coach. And now she'll have a chance at the 8 ball. Again, a lot of green in front of her, but she marks up that pocket. Everyone will hold their breath.
Just need to lag this in.
Nice
Oh,
shot
Almost missed it. Nice shot.
Lucy gets the 8 to drop. She is now on the hill, folks. This last game will decide your 2017 Ladies 8-Ball Champions. Again, Lucy needing just one game.
And Patricia needing one.
Patricia needing just one to mathematically eliminate her opponent's team. So it all comes down to this.
Well, see again, if the table opens up the way it has, where both of these players can run around the table and shoot a little better, or if it's going to be what it was in the last matchup, where it was a lot more safety play. It seemed like that match that we had between Janine and Rene was like uphill. There was very few opportunities for just them to run balls.
Right.
And in this rack, we have seen open tables where like no balls are touching,
Lots of
nothing's
offense.
tied, almost as tied up, and they can just go ahead and pick off the balls and down to this.
Anybody's
this rack.
game here, yeah. Tense, tense, tense.
It is. As it should be. It's the finals. Looking at these two, though, they could just as well be playing at, you know, Tommy's bar, because, I mean, they're just having a good old time. Just, it looks like very relaxed.
And here's the cool thing, Ava. How cool is this? You have a skill level 4, a skill level 3, playing one game in front of a couple hundred people on, on the internet, being streamed for $10,000.
I know, I love it.
That is awesome. Lucy with the break.
Again, everything opened up. There's not one ball that won't pass in the pocket right now. Obviously, odds are they're going to go into a ball, this balls at some point possibly, but right now everything is makeable that's on the table.
I think this could go either way. They're saying, well, the two of us, we will definitely be commentating all of the finals throughout the rest of the week. Of course, we mentioned 9-ball tomorrow. We've got Jack and Jill on Tuesday. We've got Masters coming up on next Friday and 8-Ball Championship on Saturday. So if you've enjoyed the coverage here, we encourage you to come back and visit us again, 3 o'clock tomorrow. That is Pacific Coast time. 6 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast. Finish up your workday and hop online and take in the final match of the 9-ball championship this year. Second place is going to take home $5,000, Lance. So either way, both of these teams are in for a nice payday. But again, as we've talked about, a lot of times it's a lot more than the prize money. It's being a champion. That's kind of what it's all about. So.
All right, Lucy's chance here to make something happen.
So many knowledgeable followers. I'm always amazed. You get a question and 6 people have answered it correctly.
That's great.
Very impressive. Very knowledgeable viewership we have. We really appreciate you guys tuning in.
All right, that created a problem, obviously, for Patricia there, the fact that the 15 ball got in the way of the 1. So this table instantly looked a little tougher. I don't think the 5 or 6 obviously won't go. I don't think she has an offensive shot here. I think I can see cross banking the 1.
Again,
that's a little advanced there, so we'll see what she's going to try.
Patricia Smith of Hensley's Angels. They're out of Blue Springs, Missouri, currently at the table. Pockets the 6 ball in the corner.
Good shot.
Can't quite get that 4 to drop in the corner there. That'll bring Lucy Kim back to the table. Lucy representing the Apocalyptics out of Chicago. Again, this is the final game. The winner of this game will win the match for their team.
Beauty of the shot on the 14. She'll have built-in position there. She would see what she can do here. Would be great if she could play the combination, but I'm not sure that that's even makeable now. Oh, look at that. She can make the 13 ball past the 4. I didn't think that would go.
Oh.
How about that little backup?
So the 13 doesn't go,
defensive
but
shot.
creates a nice defensive shot for Lucy. And yes, we see you, Tracy Lyle, commenting on our coverage here.
She yelling at you?
Oh, she's just giving me a hard time. Tracy, a member of our National Handicap Review Committee. This is a group of some of our staff from St. Louis, as well as some league operators that are quarantined to a very small room for the duration of the event. And they review every score sheet that comes in after every round to ensure that skill levels are where they need to be. They do great work, really keep some very long hours. I know they
good shot
sleep
there.
in shifts, but we appreciate them tuning in.
Good kick by Patricia. Lucy obviously has an offensive shot with the 9-14 combo, or 9-12 combo. And her balls are, it's open an opportunity for her to do something here. Obviously an easy combination. On the other side of the table, there's a ball hanging right in the pocket. She's got the 15 ball right there. The 10, this is actually possible. Whoops.
Ouch.
All right. Let's see what you got, Patricia.
Ava Misty Ward says hello.
Hi, Misty. All right. One ball. I mean, it depends on what she's going to do. Yeah. I mean.
You like the 1 here?
Yeah, you definitely want to shoot the 1 here if you have any intention of trying to run these balls and run all the way out to the 8. The problem with making the 1 here is it's going to make, if she does not get all the way out, it's going to totally open all the balls for Lucy. So it's kind of a, by making this ball right here, you're kind of saying, okay, I'm going.
High risk, high reward. We'll see how it pays off. The 1 goes.
Because now the 5 won't go in the corner there unless she goes below it into the cushion and back up. And the 4 ball is almost an automatic scratch unless she draws it. And I don't think that Patricia has the draw shot to avoid it. But I mean,
yeah, I think they're going to take a timeout here.
Yeah,
I'd be
this is a good
surprised
time.
if, yeah, there we go. You can't take the timeout with you. You might as well use
No,
it. This
that's
seems
the
about as
truth.
good as time to do it. So.
And I wonder if Rene is thinking to herself, maybe I should have called that last game because, again, it's that point, you know, everybody plays with, if you're playing within your skill level, of skill level 5 or higher, had the good chance of running out there where the balls were situated once that 1 ball was gone.
Right.
So, but it's not necessarily the correct shot for a 2 or skill level 2 or 3.
Right.
The way it would be for a 6 or 7, whatever. So it's everybody has to play their own game within, and a coach needs to kind of know how a player plays too to know that. So
yeah. Well,
we'll see.
Regardless of the outcome here, folks, this has been about as good as it gets in a final match. all the way down to the end.
I just peeked on your computer. I saw Chris Hovermail from our area in Myrtle Beach, Coastal Carolina APA. So I have to give a shout out to all my peeps and to Chris for saying hi there.
How many peeps do you got
Sorry
here in
to
Vegas?
read over your shoulder,
That's
but
all right. How
there's
many?
Nikki Gordon. Oh, the whole bunch of them. Sorry.
How many do you have out here total?
Total, we
Yeah.
have 2 9-ball teams, 3 8-ball teams, 2 ladies teams, and a Jack and Jill
Wow.
team, and 2 Masters teams.
Coastal Carolina APA, well represented.
Yeah.
Those of you that know Ava from her pro playing career, she's also a APA league operator down
Do you
in
know it's been 8 years?
South Carolina. Is it 8
Yeah,
years?
8 years.
Seems like yesterday.
With Nikki and Toby, shout out kids. Yeah, so we've been having a lot of fun with it.
A little family affair for you guys.
Some fun, crazy
Running
people in the
APA.
Carolinas.
You guys have grown that into a pretty big league, haven't you? How
Yeah.
many teams you got down there?
Yeah.
Couple hundred teams?
Yeah. With everything, about
Yeah.
about 250 with
Wow.
everything, and we have juniors
great.
as well. We had 4 juniors actually go this year,
In
so that was pretty
Davenport?
exciting. Yeah,
Awesome.
4 kids from our area.
Wow.
That was a timeout well used.
Great shot,
Good
but tough
shot,
position
but now
to
what?
leave. Wow. And no timeouts left to discuss this one, of course. Just going to try to make contact with that 4 ball somehow, some way.
No.
Oh, just misses. So she'll get ball in hand to Lucy. Oh, what a tough break that was.
You know what though? She played a really hard shot. She played it well, and then didn't really get a shot. Close to making that contact with the 4, but now this is Lucy's table for sure. Let's see what she can do. 10, 15, 13, 9 is what it's looking she's trying to do.
Patricia, just to clarify, has not won a rack yet, but she only needs 1 due to the current overall match score. So the score is correct. And while technically she needs 2 to win the actual match, she needs only 1 to mathematically eliminate her opponent. So maybe a moot point if Lucy Kim continues to pocket these last couple balls.
Oh, the nice thing about this too, she chose the correct pattern. Oh no, I was going to say she chose the correct pattern, never to have her shoot a difficult shot. The way the balls were laying, she just had to kind of pocket the balls, and then missing that now, she's bringing Patricia to the table. And Patricia has managed to come with some pretty strong shots when it counted. She hasn't managed to win a rack yet, but she's coming with some good shots. This is the time to come with that strong bank or something, because
Well, I was going to ask,
do
what do
or
you do
die.
with this 4 ball, though? I mean, because you've got the 13 kind of blocking the bank shot, right? That's what she's trying to figure out
yeah,
now.
unless you can bank it. I'm not sure she can bank it back in the side. I thought she had less of an angle, but I don't know.
She's putting some of those geometry lessons to use here,
Yeah.
trying to find the right angle.
She wants to hit this hard to have the cue ball come down here in the lower left part, so at least you may not leave a shot. That thing almost slid after contact. That thing was on its way to actually slide into the
Wow.
pocket. And then she ended up with a really good leave there, and the cue ball went where it should have. Our first real safety battle, I think, in
I
this
feel like I'm
match.
watching that commercial where they're at like the sports bar and they want to keep the game going, like on and on, and I feel like I'm kind of there now. Like, I want to see somebody win, but I'm also like, I don't want to see somebody lose
I
here. This
know,
has just been too good.
It's true. And because we have a light kind of in our face here, we can't see, but I'd love to see. I was checking one of the teammates from the angels.
I'm guessing
think
there's some
she's got-
sweaty palms.
Yeah, and a few nails I think are missing over on that side of the table too. So I think they're biting their nails a little bit over there. But it is a packed house.
Most definitely. I don't know if there's any seats available
There you
now
go.
as you kind of
There's a
look
good
around. There's
view
a
of
good,
it right
nice
there.
job there, Steve. Some good camera work showing you guys all the folks here taking in this final round. Great turnout here. Some folks giving waves to the camera. Liven the crowd up a little bit. There's the wave. All right, I like that. I like that enthusiasm.
Yeah, it didn't go very far.
I was watching some footage from one of the qualifying events for the World Championships. I think it was up in Salem, Oregon, or thereabouts. Randy Lee, the league operator up there, and they actually did. The entire room had the wave going.
Did they?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. That's somewhere shared on our Facebook page if you want to check that out. But love seeing that kind of enthusiasm from the crowd. So
Right now it's so tense in here.
Okay,
Sorry.
so I missed that, but it looks like she is basically giving. Did she give ball in hand? She must have given ball in hand to Patricia here.
No, she doesn't have
she?
ball in hand. No. Well, what?
Unless she played a safety, I guess.
She must have, yeah. We were watching the crowd.
Ooh. That did not go as planned. So the 9, I don't know. Yeah, 9 can get around the 8 there.
And it's frozen, which actually helps you make the ball. I want to hit the rail and the ball at the same time here. Have cue ball go cross and bank, so she has to hit it firm or bank the 8. And
9
here
ball
we
goes.
go. Nice shot. No position, but she will take this. She's shooting the 8 for the win.
It's got to be a bank in the side, right?
Yeah. Neither one, either bank is going to have a lot of angle. Bank in the side, bank in the corner. You're going to have to hit it.
Yeah. Here we go, folks. Buckle your seatbelts. This could be it. Nothing's going to come easy here, though.
No. No. I swear that looks like a piece of paper as well.
I've heard him put it down and it clanks. I think it's one of the pocket markers in a plastic bag or something.
In the bag?
Here we go. Steve's
Oh,
got
you're
it.
right.
There we
It's
go,
got a
Steve.
plastic bag.
So now she's changed to the corner pocket.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Scary part about corner, though, is it's an easier, the pocket is friendlier, but you got to let the cue ball go too much. Watch the scratch. Yeah.
Not enough. Not enough.
Oh,
needed a little
man.
more
I'm
oomph
telling
on
you,
that.
this
Wow.
is. If she had hit that harder, she'd have made it.
And again, she hasn't left Patricia with anything easy here.
Well, she's got the bank into the side, obviously, but she's going to be careful when the 4 ball is so close to the cushion. She could end up getting a double kiss. The cue ball doesn't get out of the way. We'll see if she can make it. No, the double banking. Double banking. Oh, wow. How close that was. You always want to err on the short side so it can go 2 rails instead.
And folks, Lucy Kim
This could be it.
now with an incredible opportunity to bring her team all the way back after being down 3-0 in that first match.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Hold your breath.
That's it. What a match. What a match.
Folks, your 2017 Ladies 8-Ball Champions. They're from Chicago, Illinois. They are the team of the Apocalyptics. What an incredible match. Again, we said it once, but Once down 3-0 after their first match, came
Yeah.
all the way back.
That was impressive.
Incredible match for both of these teams. Your runners-up, Hensley's Angels from Blue Springs, Missouri. Certainly an incredible match and an incredible run for them as well.
And Lucy is
See some of
crying,
the
which is
emotion
amazing.
there.
She was so calm and collected
Some great
and lost it right
sportsmanship.
there.
You see the ladies
Unbelievable.
getting together and exchanging hugs. So really great show of sportsmanship, folks. You got your money's worth there, an exceptional finals match here in the Ladies 8-Ball Championship. We're going to go hand out some trophies, a whole lot of prize money, and we will be back with you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time with the finals of the 9-Ball Championship. Until then, we wish you well, and we will see you again tomorrow afternoon.
Guys are runners-up from Blue Springs, Missouri. Have a big round of applause for Hensley's Angels. And folks, your 2017 Ladies 8-Ball Champions from Chicago, Illinois, the Apocalypse.
You can just do it over there, because we don't do like the awards the same way. You can take it right there.
So maybe just put it against the wall so we have more room.
I got to go to the bathroom so bad. That was quite the match. Are you going to send it to the ladies team?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually,
like
I always
congratulations. That'd be
walk by.
nice.
I always walk by
It's a
and
tough
say,
one to lose. I'm sure they'd appreciate
I
it.
just have one of my players in the hospital. So
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The player that's out here?
Yeah. I don't know if he's in the hospital here or if All right, so I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm sorry? Yeah, they're going to take their pictures and stuff right over here.